Okay. Here we are again. This time, after the main game is over. I don't want to say too much just yet, because if this is anything like the Let's Go Pikachu playthrough, the main theme of Pokemon is going to get copyrighted on the title screen here. So I'm just going to lock in with my wristband, take a drink, press the go button, we'll do our little intro sequence and then I'll see who's here and all of that stuff. So. Alright, ready. Let's do this. So did you hear that? If you're watching this on the VOD, you might not have heard that because I said it a second ago, but usually when the main theme of Pokemon is played, at least if it's anything like my Let's Go playthrough, there's a content ID claim, and so I have to mute the audio on that. But the main theme of Pokemon was just playing on the title screen. You know, the one that gets you hyped up and ready to go to play the entire video game. It was locked to the post-game. You can't hear that theme on the title screen until you've beaten the whole game. For those of you that thought I was bullshitting about that, welcome to my experience. I can't believe this game is real either. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the post-game of Pokemon Violet, the Stream Edition. Last time we saved the ecosystem of Paldea from a potential future disaster by preventing the Pokemon of Area Zero from escaping out into the wilderness. My mini-map still shows me at Area Zero, but that's okay because we are back at school. The director wants to see us, probably because we went wandering into the crater without anyone's permission. They really shouldn't leave the gate open if they want us to not do that. So yeah, we're going to go see what he wants. In just a second, let me see who's here. And then we'll go, because I couldn't say anything on the title screen because I knew it was going to get probably muted anyway. Or it won't get muted because the sound effects from the school were still playing over top of the main theme. And so the main theme won't get caught by the algorithm or the content claim bot thing. And I just think it's really funny that not only is the main theme locked to the post-game, you also can't even hear it very well on the title screen because all of the sound effects of the school are still there. So, like, even if you want to enjoy it after you've beaten the whole game, you can't even enjoy it because everybody's obnoxiously closing their lockers in the background or whatever the heck they're doing. Anyway, let's see who's here. Marie's here, Chris is here, and Pad is here as well. Welcome. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the post-game. You have a VOD to catch up on. Missed the finale. Left a piece of the title screens. The newer games changed to reflect the end of your journey. That part is nice, yes. I will say that part is nice about the title screen, that they changed because the Violet book and Miraidon's Pokeball are no longer on the desk. And the fact of the matter, I don't think, if I remember correctly, the curtains were drawn on the window before you beat the post-game, and now it has changed, obviously, to reflect the fact that, A, we don't have the Violet book anymore, B, Miraidon's Pokeball is, well, my Pokeball now, and C, I guess it's a new day, something like that. You see, yesterday we killed GLaDOS in the LSD Crystal Cave. Oh, and Miraidon's family issues came to light. Yeah, there we go. Interceptor was declared best doggo. That's about all you remember. It's kind of cheesy when you first experience it. It was more passable for a story finale, especially fighting GLaDOS. Oh dear, I mean dearling. It's hilarious how this game doesn't feel like it's a Pokemon game, but a partially done Pokemon advertisement. Yeah, I kind of get that impression, honestly. And it's really bizarre because, like, I still get commercials for this game on YouTube sometimes. Like, even though the game came out, was a couple of years ago at this point, like, usually they don't advertise games that, like, they advertise them for the first little bit of marketing and that's about it. But this game, I still get commercials for it, like advertisements for it a lot. I don't know what that's all about, so. Advertisements are unironically part of what you consider well done in this game. Yeah. Someone you're following on Twitch is playing X7. Tell them to use Axel because he's busted. Also, tell them not to try to press their way onto that one ledge in the lava factory that I almost glitched the whole video game on. Because that was fun. Oh boy. Yeah, school's out. School's over, so this is the good ending then. Yeah, so now we know why we took all those classes, because now they're not hanging over my head in the post-game is some of the only content we have to do. Might sometimes be active or not. Wi-Fi's kind of bad now. Sometimes even the light cuts. Ooh, that's not good, Pat. I don't know what's going on there, but hopefully whatever the issue is, your power company or, you know, something can come out and work on that, because that's not fun. But yeah, so here's what the team looks like in the post game. It's surprising, honestly. I expected more to use Poison Jab on Roxas, but he ended up only showing up to use Thunder Punch twice. So maybe I should have given him a Magnet. It would have been a one-hit KO in the final battle. I should probably give Shaylee back her Expert Belt. I don't think she'll need the Choice Scarf in the post game. I guess we grabbed a few Terra Shards that we didn't have before down there. Let's give her back her Expert Belt for now. We might need the Choice Scarf. I guess it just kind of depends on how everything goes. And I think we're going to be splitting up the final, like the post-game content into a couple of episodes, because I imagine that we won't get done with everything I want to do today. There's a few things to do. It's literally all battling, and it's all battling people that we've battled before. But, I mean, you know, it's fine, I guess. Never melt ice, and then... You know what? Yeah, I'm going to leave it like that, actually. If it gets to the point where I'm like, oh, you know, I'm using Shadow Ball more often or something, then yeah, I'll change it. But those are usually what we bring them out for. Okay. Excuse me. Let's ignore fake houseplant and go to the director's office to report in for having broken into the Great Crater and gone there without anybody's permission. Ah, I was going to say, looks like the gang's all here already, so we can all get in trouble. Well, at least we're getting in trouble together, I guess. That's what I'm figuring. Really? Oh, okay, well, fair enough. I guess that makes this a little easier. I was expecting an earful for going into the crater without anybody's permission. Yeah, that would have been a bit of a problem, wouldn't it? We would have ended up in a different timeline, like, what was the other Pokemon game that was apparently in a different timeline? Was that Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I think? I forget. Yeah, but hey, you know, we're troublemakers, generally speaking. So, it's not really shocking. Okay, fair enough. He's letting us off easy-ish. Okay, what's that? A Master Ball? You're giving me a Master Ball after we've already seen all of the legendaries in this entire game? Well, sort of we have. We can actually go back down into Area 0 and find another legendary, quote-unquote, but it's not really one that I'm worried about, basically, because it's one we've already seen, and it's not one of the Paradox Pokemon, so... Well, I guess technically it is, but... Oh, okay. Well, that seems easy. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. You can count on me there, Director. That's what I figure. Hasn't stopped me yet. I was going to say, I don't think he needs condolences. I think he needs therapy. No, Arvin, it doesn't, actually. It doesn't matter what he's building. That does not take priority over giving your son attention. You're his lifeblood. The machine is a machine. He needs to get his he needed to get his priorities straight, and he didn't. Don't forgive him for this crap. Go to therapy about it, because they'll tell you the same thing. Well, that at the very least, I think, is a good idea. So... Oh, yeah, there is that. I was going to say, you probably should have spent less time camping and more time going to class, like I did. Wah, wah, wah. Well, I wouldn't want them to make it public. I've got a whole report on it, and, you know, I can just use that for one of my class projects, and then sell it to the newspaper for the highest profit. Sure. So basically, we don't get congratulated for saving the whole world because the world can't know about what was in the Great Crater. It would be too much information for them. Bullshit. Sorry, I've already sworn twice and it's been like 10 minutes in this E for Everyone made for kids video game. As usual, Nimona wants to have a battle to celebrate. What else is new? Some things never change. And trust me when I tell you, I don't think she'll ever change. Mostly because of the fact that she's pixels, and as soon as I turn this game off for the last time, she will remain in stasis the same way forever because the game demands her to do that. I mean, yeah. Like, what? What extracurriculars do you have going on that you didn't tell me about? You can't join a sports team in this game. You can't do anything other than go to classes. What's the extracurriculars that you're overseeing? I mean, I guess the Team Starbase is now. Maybe that's what's on his plate. I would imagine that's the only thing I could think of, honestly. So. A rogue Rotom eating your Wi-Fi? Boy, that wouldn't be good. Is it even possible to get more than one booster energy? No, this game reads consumable items. What if you want more than one for single player since competitive bans duplicate held items? Good question. I have no waking idea. Maybe some of the Paradox Pokemon can hold it sometimes? I don't know. That would be my guess. Not much else going on today besides you inhaling freakish amounts of Pokemon fanfiction, like 400,000 words and rising. Holy. That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of text, but hey, if you enjoyed reading it, that's good. Ultra Games had a different story, which I think they were meant to replace Sun and Moon instead of being an alternate timeline, maybe? Oh, okay, gotcha. There's like 6 or more Pokemon games involving time travel. At this point, we mess with the continuum way too much. No, Arvin, he's a bad dad. End of story. Yep. Such a good thing you had the same idea as yourself and Ellie did. Nimona has a hyperfixation on battling, but now that it's post-game, we can find out why. Do not envy Gita's hair care routine. Yeah, that's what I said. She's got to go through like bottles and bottles of hair gel. I can't even imagine having to give up a good chunk of my paycheck just to keep that like that. Like, I'd be cutting that way shorter. I guess it wouldn't be as memorable, though. Anyway, apparently she's going to help with organizing this whole thing. What do you mean? Oh, well, yeah, I suppose that's true. But is this going to be like the students and the teachers when they play volleyball against each other? Or not volleyball, kickball against each other? Because they're going to, like... I was going to say, Nimona, we're going to get our butts kicked. Like, they're going to destroy us if it's anything like that. Yeah, I was going to say, she's on the school board, too. She's very busy. Of course, but, I mean... No, she's an adult, Nimona. She can't just free up time somehow. She needs to, like, fill out forms for that. Okay, sure. What kind of work do you have planned for me? Okay. I mean, I'd like to believe they already did. I took the gym challenge after all. I mean, I can do that, but I'm going to destroy their... Oh, yeah, you know, that's right. They probably all have their own full teams of 6, right? Because, you know, the teams that they use in the gym and the teams that they use for their personal use are totally different. So... maybe they'll even use types that aren't what are in the gym normally, right? Then why are you even doing it if you don't expect that this... If you expect a good result... then why are you even inspecting? I mean, I guess it's to, you know, make sure, but... Okay. You think? I mean, they're gonna have level 60-something Pokemon now. Well, maybe if you had volunteered to do this, Nimona, instead of just thinking about the battle tournament. Oh. I figured you guys were gonna do that without us being... Oh. I think you're going to be a little more busy than that in the future here, Penny. Oh my gosh. You don't have much of a choice if you don't want to get expelled. I actually don't know if that's even on the table, but... Oh boy. Yeah, alright. I really wish I didn't have to, but... That seems like something you wouldn't have the attention span to do, but okay, fair enough. Yeah, I was gonna say, Arvin, what are you gonna do while we're all busy with this? What is your role? Your role is to stand there, or stand somewhere else, because you're not in the office anymore. I'm still in the Great Crater on my mini-map. Get me out of here! Okay, any new events? No, it looks like just the ones that were there. Alright, back to the entrance hall. So I can rub it in Miss Ryfor's face that I'm not taking those biological super weapons out for her. Wouldn't understand, feel fabulous with long AF hair. All that product is the literal price you pay. I don't know, I feel like it might be different for some people, but for me, when my hair gets... I'm at a point now where I need to get my hair cut. Especially in the summer, when my hair gets just that little bit... Like, it hits a point where it gets just that little bit too long for me, and I just can't stand it anymore. I'm like, nope, get it off my head. I can't spend more than 2 minutes doing anything with this. Get it off my head. But that's a me thing, I think. You're a fan, personally a fan of Guardian Signs and the Gold Silver Celebi quests? Yeah, I would win, not gonna lie. Flash is back to chilling on third shift in a call center, casually soft resetting more than a 30-second cutscene for your shiny Celebi. Yeah, that was a thing you did. I mean, you got it after a while, it just took a while. Handpicked. That's a funny way of saying strong-armed La Primera. That seems about right for her, though. Yeah, I was gonna say, now you see how the Elite Four got their jobs. Arvin's doing the catering. He's there to let them pet my boss stuff. Like boyfriend, after a certain point, it just drives you insane. Yeah, that sounds about right, honestly. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just like, nope, this is too much. Like, it starts to curl in the back and everything, and then, like, especially in the summer, because when I go outside in the summer, every time I go out, because there's pollen outside, and I get, like, my allergies go up if I get pollen. And hair is probably one of the #1 places on your body where you collect pollen, because it's in the trees, and the trees are above you, and it shakes down onto you, and, well, you get the idea. So, I have to, like, wet my hair every time I come in from being outside in the summer so that I get all the pollen out, or else I'm literally just sitting there in pollen and getting it all over my bed, and all over my couch, and all over my desk, and all over my room, and all over my chair, and everywhere. Don't want that. And I'm just sitting there sneezing all day, so I've started wetting my hair and trying to get it all out of there. And having to do that for hair that's longer than where it currently is now makes me want to hurl. I don't know if that's the right way of putting it, but it's not something that I would look forward to, that's for sure. What am I going to use against the bug-type gym? I don't exactly have a fire, flying, or rock type on the team. I mean, I guess I have Roxas with Fire Punch. I could do that and give him the Muscle Band, I guess. I don't know. I guess we'll just kind of play it by ear in terms of what we use against the gym leaders. Like, there's certain types where our team doesn't necessarily have a weakness against them, but we don't exactly have any strong moves against them either. But I guess that'll just make it more interesting, won't it? So yeah, so our plan now in order to get the tournament rolling is we have to go back to all 8 of the gyms, and we have to inspect them by fighting their full teams of... I forget if it's 5 or 6 that they have. I think it's 6, but I could be wrong. So we'll just fly on over to each of the places. Now, the other thing, though, is that if you were to go back... I don't think they highlight this, excuse me. But if you wanted to, you could go back to the Team Star bases, and I think you could also rematch them. So we're going to go in order, basically. I'm going to go do the first 2 gyms, and then since the Team Star Dark base, the one that Giacomo's at, is the next one in level order, quote-unquote, we'll go there, and we'll rematch that. And we'll see how many of these we get done today, but that's literally all we're doing for the entire day. I don't think we're going to finish all of these today, but I guess it depends, because really all you do is there's no, like... You talk for, like, a minute, and then you do the rematch. And that's it. So. Starts to curl in the back. Let me tell you something funny. Had your hair braided in high school, it was long enough to reach your shoulder blades when it was at length. It curled like a shrimp tail in the heat when it was braided. Yeah, that sounds about right, honestly. Yikes. Hair drives other people insane, so you trim it every 6 months or so. I mean, that's always wanted a Link hairstyle. I mean, if you're fine with keeping it for 6 months, then yeah, that's absolutely fine. I can't stand it after about 10 weeks. I can't stand it anymore. It's not even 2 months. It's a little more than. After that time, though, I just can't stand it anymore, so... Say do it, maybe someday. Thought they were star training facilities now. Yeah, so they're star training facilities now, so I still call them Team Star bases, I guess. Love how Clavell came up with a punishment to let them stay Team Star. He's actually pretty cool. Well, he's trying because he knows that, he knows now, having done the whole storyline, that the last time they tried to do things and they used a stronger hand, it didn't exactly work out for them, so he's trying to be as merciful, I guess, as he can be, you know? Oh, there's an item over there I never grabbed. Well, partner, you're still kind of stuck on the bench just being my motorcycle because you're a legendary, and having a legendary on the team wouldn't really help the team all that much, honestly. Like, you wouldn't have the key resistances that Roxas has to, like, fighting and all that stuff, so... Although I guess we have a couple of fighting resistances already, but whatever. Either way, let's go to our first inspection and go from there. But I think if I remember correctly, so like we're going to do these inspections. We're going to go refight the Team Star bases. By the way, I've never re-challenged the Team Star bases ever on any of my playthroughs, so I don't actually know what they even have in them, so I guess it'll be novel to me when we see what their team members are. Excuse me. And then I want to beat once the tournament gets rolling, there's different opponents that you can have. Basically, it'll give you 4 opponents, and once you beat all 4, you're done with the tournament. I want to beat the tournament with this team. Excuse me. And I also want to beat the tournament with the team that never was, so I gave them all nicknames, and they will come out of the PC to fight in the tournament after we're done. So we'll see, again, how much of this we get done today. So, yes, I know who you are, Katie, even though I had to look up your name for the tags. But, yeah, it's me. I wish everybody would stop talking about it. It's really not that big of a deal. Well, I did chow down in those pictures, so... People who love my food always have great potential, because if they don't like my food, I ignore them. Yeah, something like that. I hear your inspection is up. Yeah, so you might want to get ready. Oh, you just happen to be here? Like, you're not on shift today? I thought you worked every day. Don't you... Like, who's the replacement gym leader if you're not working? Anyway, let's fight. Yeah, the B team is real. Clavell on that peace treaty, Zaza. Just realized didn't ask a fun question if I excused your modernisms. I don't even know what a Zaza is, so... Ever made a Pokemon team where you actually planned on the legend being in your team? Done it, you did use that Selby, she wasn't just a trophy. I've done it in earlier generations with, like, the legendary birds, where I actually planned on... Well, I don't feel like using... Like, in Gen 1, the thing with Charizard in Gen 1 is because it's fire-flying typing, it's actually, like... really good typing for a good chunk of the game, and I was like, hey, you know what, I don't feel like using Charizard, I'll use Moltres instead. So, it's just the trouble with most Legends is that you get them so late in the game that you can't even enjoy using them before the game's over, so. Why is her hat? Okay, think you see what they did with the bug feelers? Yeah, that's kind of what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a chef's hat, and it's got like the little antennae on them, so. Wanted to make it seem like a bug's head, yeah, something like that. Time to breath. Yes, good idea. Everyone breath now. She's baking the bread. Or she's going to try to bake the bread, but my bread is already well baked because Interceptor has a well-baked body, so. That wouldn't have helped me roll the olives, ma'am. Well, I guess the olive would have been grass type rather than bug type, but... It's also because of the fact that it has the lowest level cap, so, like, if they go anywhere else, they're just gonna out-level you, and then that's not good. Yeah, well, that's kind of the, you know, the purpose of the first gym. You kind of end up being easy, and then people just defeat you with no trouble. Lulls them into a false sense of security so that the rest of the gym challenge can then, you know, kick their butts or be just the same, depending on where they're going. Okay, well, a low kicks, actually we have a pretty decent match with Interceptor, so I was kind of hoping that I wouldn't have, wouldn't be bringing Interceptor out immediately because he's already, well, the highest level in the whole team, but, it's fine. We can just bring him out and go from there. I wonder if this thing has Poison Gem. Not that it's going to do that much. Interceptor's got an impish nature, so... Okay, well, 2 play roughs, but that's fine. Pound the cake? Yes, no. It's actually a cool gym arena design. I mean, I like the, webbing on the stuff on the sides. That's kind of nice. It's interesting. Well, I won't get paralyzed from this bounce if I swap back to my electric type. Or you could just miss, because bounce has like 85% accuracy. Alright, I'm already sick of this. Goodbye. Some of the gyms will be clean sweeps, though. Like, we'll get done with Tulip in like 3 seconds flat, because Shaylee will literally just come in and sweep her with Crunch, but some of the gyms will be a little bit more tricky, because we just don't, as I said, have a good matchup against them, so... Fortress, I have Fire Punch. I mean, it'll probably knock you out in 2, but you're very defensive. You probably have Earthquake. Okay, well. Curse? You shouldn't be cursing in my face. That's not very nice. Pound the cake? Dogs totally eat bugs. Yeah, my dog, well, not my dog, family dog. She gets very distracted by bugs, whether they're in the house or outside. She'll chase them around like crazy if she just spots them. Sometimes she just... It's weird, though. It's like sometimes she has the attention span for it, and sometimes she doesn't. So sometimes she'll chase them around like crazy, and sometimes she won't. So, alright, what's a Heracross going to do against a Toxtricity now that the random Rainstorm is going to make it so that I literally can't switch Shaylee in safely? I'm just going to switch in the Captain, actually. He'll take neutral damage from this stuff, but, well, actually he'll probably have to take 2 because this is probably going to close combat. And it's definitely faster than me, so maybe this isn't a good switch. I was just switching because of the rain. Stone Edge, huh? I don't think I can take a close combat after that. I'm just going to switch in Interceptor. We can play rough. I was going to switch Shaylee in to get an aerial ace off, but yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Okay. Here you go. Reset my attack drop as well. Yeah, I couldn't quite get the finish it off there. But you missed a Stone Edge, because Stone Edge has like 80% accuracy, so I'll Stomping Tantrum for you. How about that? I'm angry for you. Not really, but... Okay, Fortress has a metal shell. Did not know this. Yes. Yes, it does. Yep. Like, actual, real, legitimate metal. So, chrome and everything in this game, apparently. Because someone made a new shell after it molted, and that shell included metal. Literally the most badass bug until Trash Club wore it down. I don't know, Scizor is pretty badass too, in my opinion, but I'm a big Scizor enjoyer, so I think I'm a little biased on that one. What's a Spidops gonna do to me? I don't think it has anything that can really hit Yukiko effectively, especially in the rain, so I'm just gonna pretend like I remember Weather Ghost resists bug, because I definitely don't. So, oh, Silk Trap, that's not gonna work for you. Have one of these. I probably should have switched Yukiko in on the Heracross now that I think of, well, no, she would have gotten absolutely demolished by a, whatchamacallit, a Stone Edge, so maybe not. Like Cleavor more, like how primal that thing is. Yeah, I can see it, honestly. I think it's just kind of like a bug, because Bug Rock is also a cool typing. I just wish more than that and Armaldo. No, actually, never mind. Crustle gets Bug Rock too, so there's a few Bug Rock Pokemon. Bug and Rock is actually a really interesting combination because the weaknesses that it has are like not common types, basically. It's like water, yes, but then like it isn't weak to fighting anymore because of the bug typing. It isn't weak to ground because of the bug typing. It isn't weak to grass because of the bug typing. The bug typing is not weak to fire or flying because of the rock typing. So it's like, okay, what's left? Who do I switch in? I mean, This Ursaring's probably going for, what, a Dark-type move? I don't want to burn it, because it's going to get a Guts boost out of it. But everybody else is kind of hurt a little bit. I'm going to go into Interceptor. I don't want to burn it, but if I can yawn it, it can't really... I mean, unless it has, like, Sleep Talk or something, but, like, is she really going to teach it Sleep Talk? Does it know Rest? I mean, I think it learns Rest by level up, but that doesn't necessarily mean it knows it now, you know? Scissor's objectively a cool design. Yeah, generally. Like, I never get to use it either because it's one of those trait evolutions, and I talked about that a couple of streams ago, where it's like, well, I never really traded with myself, and so, you know, I didn't really get a chance to use it. You better believe, we're playing Crystal, we're using a Scizor. Yeah, that's not going to do much. Alright, let's see what you've got for a Fairy type. But Snoresville first. Cleavor reminds you of Kabutops in the best way. Is it Kabutops or Kabutops? Oh, high horsepower. That's fine. I can take that. If you're doing another high horsepower... Ooh, I switch in here. I mean, you can probably take a high horsepower, and then this Ursaring's special defense isn't great, so once it's asleep, I can use the guaranteed turn of sleep to do a rain-boosted, Terra-boosted Water Pulse. And probably be okay. Ow. There we go. I like how this gym is actually giving me a little bit of trouble. It's not really... It's giving me more of a run for my money than it did previously, although that's just because of the fact that I don't have a good matchup against it, especially with the rain. This is why rock types are so good, by the way, because you can... in this game, with the random rainstorms, they just kind of take over for fire types. Cleavor, wasn't that with a K? Didn't pay attention in history class. I think it's a K. Yeah, I'd have to look at Legends Arceus again just to tell you one way or the other. So I'll use Cleavor for a while, but it was eventually replaced by the Alpha Hisuian Sliggoo, which evolved into Goodra. The thing is Steel Dragon in Legends Arceus, isn't it? So that's like crazy typing. I don't even know what that thing would be weak against. Well, let me think. Not Ice Dragon or Fairy because of the Steel typing, not Fire because of the Dragon typing, so like Fighting and Ground, and that's it. That's a pretty good Pokemon. I mean, I guess Dialga's always been a good Pokemon, so it's not really shocking that something with the same typing would be as well. Alright, one rematch down. 7 to go. Well, technically 12 to go. Are we having fun yet? Well, I'm glad you got to battle without holding back, so... yeah, so now if you're ever wondering why Kofu's wallet was a Venonat, it's probably because Katie got it for him. So remember, way back, this is like the 8th stream or something when we got his wallet, and it's like, oh, why's it got a Venonat on it? It's probably because Katie bought it for him, so... Well, okay, I mean, you can do that. I wouldn't throw your level 60-something Pokemon at random schmucks who just started their journey, though, but okay. Maybe I made a mistake doing this. Well, the Pokemon League told me to do it, so it's not my mistake. Now I understand how Larry feels. It's like, hey, listen, if you've got complaints, take it up with La Primera. I'm not paid enough for this. She's not paying me at all. Well, excuse me, technically she's paying me, and by paying me, I mean she's having me rip the money directly out of the wallets of all of the people that she's paying to be the gym leaders, which seems a little bit of like a problematic way to handle this, but what do I know, right? Alright, Artazon, and then we'll go to Giacomo's place. So, Alpha Pokemon, that was fun. Remember the screenshots? I'll also take a moment to talk about how cool Alphas were as a concept, how a giant Pokemon was so novel this late into Pokemon's life. Yeah, I mean, it's honestly like there's been oh, they call me a champion now over here. I don't know how I like that. Like, can we get rid of that, please? But yeah, I feel like with the variations in size that they started introducing in Pokemon, I feel like giant Pokemon isn't really all that out of the question to have, so I feel like it could have been done earlier, but oh, it's good that they did it anyway, so. The judge function, huh? Yeah, so now we can see what the IVs of our Pokemon are if we use the Judge function. Not that you need to know that, because if you've beaten the champion, you have access to Hyper Training. So you don't need the Judge function, because you can just go to Hyper Training and find out. Although I guess you have to raise them to level 50 at that point in order to know. So I guess you could do it before you Hyper Train if you really want to. Alpha Gardevoir? I think the Alpha Rapidash was caught and nicknamed My Little Kaiju. Sounds about right. Totem to Alpha Noble was an excellent idea and you loved it. Champion all across the region. Giants, then there's a cozy 10-foot tall furret, just saying. I mean, yeah. I mean, that thing would make for an excellent pillow. It would probably smell, because ferrets all smell, like, really badly from my understanding. To be fair, I've only ever, like, been around a ferret once, so I don't know if that's true of all ferrets, but my understanding is they all smell really bad. But, if you cleaned it really well, it'd probably be pretty good. Roxas is probably best for this, since it's the grass-type gym. What if I stick Houseplant out first? Because she's kind of been taking a backseat a little. Well, you know, she'll have an opportunity to not be in the backseat soon, because she's got, whatchamacallit, a decent advantage defensively against the next gym and offensively against the following one, so she'll be okay. Need to get one of those life-size furret plushies sometime. Would be pretty cool, honestly. You know, it occurs to me, most of the gyms don't have Pokemon of a different typing in their lobby. Here's this guy with a Growlithe, probably because his Quaxley, yeah, I was going to say, didn't have a good matchup previously. So you got a Fire type, huh? To show that you should do that while you scratch your butt. Or maybe a life-size Flareon plushie. Yeah, that would be cool, too. Love how the Pokemon Center in real life is doing plushies, and they actually have a giant category in their shop, and the picture for giant category is a Gardevoir. They knew exactly what they were doing. Oh my god. Oh, the social media, man, they know. They've seen what you crazy people put on your websites. Oh yeah, I need to talk to Brassius, not the certification person. Hi, Brassius. You got anything to contribute to the story other than avant-garde? Please stop. Please, it's. You can just call me by my first name. It's fine. That's fine, but you don't need to get my name wrong. I was gonna say, you didn't seem like the type to believe in the gods, but okay, fair enough. I mean, we could do that and talk about your inspection. Sure, why not? I'll help you shirk your responsibilities by doing exactly that. Okay, sure, why not? I'm glad we're inside, honestly. If we were outside with this guy, like, can you imagine how many bugs he would catch with keeping his mouth open like that all the time? Like, good lord, man. I understand you're trying to show me that you're happy, but, like, just smile. Don't. Hi. Like, what the hell? Growlithe has been a certified good boy since day one. Yep, exactly. And then evolves and becomes a giant good boy. We had one of those in Let's Go. That was fun. The OG Interceptor. Well, the OG Interceptor's from Final Fantasy XIV, but, you know. Vaporeon ones are sold out. That doesn't surprise me. I wonder if they just put it on there just to put sold out so that they can be like, nope, we know what you people have done to Vaporeon. Stop it. Stop it right now. Slowly, powerfully, in 5 FPS sometimes, but it spins nonetheless. I was going to say, actually, it probably lends depth to the cracks in your tibia and your fibula. But, okay. Yeah, we should probably not make you repeat that, because I don't feel like having you go to the chiropractor just because of this. Alright, rematch number 2. wonder if I'll be able to KO this with... Well, I've got Never Melt, Ice Boost. I can probably KO this with Ice Beam. I mean, Lilligant has some good special defense, but I don't know if it's that good. I guess we'll test the waters, won't we? Okay, well, wasn't that good. To be fair, she hasn't boosted up yet, so... I mean, you love plushies, but you'd have room for a life-size one. Yeah, life-size ones would... You'd need enough room, especially if they're, like, bigger Pokemon, too. Like, that would be... You'd need a little bit of extra space for that. So... Umbreon sweating acid looking at the forbidden numbers. Oh, Umbreon, just hope nobody decides to put you on the chopping block next. That wouldn't be so good. Barely have room for that bookshelf that you want. Yeah, it's so tough sometimes, especially like when you've only got limited space. It's like, okay, what do I have to fill the space, but I can only fill it with so many things, you know what I mean? And there's certain things I want to stick in there, and I don't know if I have room for the rest. Alright, so letting it Seed Sower is probably not a good idea. Why do you have that? Why? Its ability sets grassy terrain. What do you need that for? Who gave these Pokemon their movesets? Like, Arboliva's tanky enough to where unless you hit it with a fighting type move, it's probably gonna live. Why would you do that? Anyway, I'm gonna Giga Drain his Arboliva. There can only be one. I'm going to take advantage of the grassy terrain now. I might make use of that throat spray, actually, while I'm sitting here. Actually, Breloom is probably going to say nuts to that, because it's about to slam me with a fighting type move, so, Yukiko, get back in here. Do that or full-length mirror, so you can set grassy terrain without getting hit? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems silly on Arboliva, because like I said, it can tank pretty much one hit reliably. So, your room's like 10 feet across. You feel that space issue? Your room is tiny, like 90% bookshelves in here. I feel the space issue as well, because I have one 10 by 12 box to myself and one shelf on one fridge in the entire house. And the house is 2 floors plus a basement. So I have to be very economical about my space. Okay, the grass is gone. Good, and right in time, because here comes Sudowoodo. Do I Will-O-Wisp this and get knocked out probably by the Stone Edge that's incoming? Or is he going to Trailblaze first, because that's his whole strat? I'm going to try Will-O-Wisping. Yukiko's already level 70, so she doesn't need the extra experience, so... You could call it Surrendering Truly Widow, to act not only as a sequel to your Sunflora picture, but also because you're literally surrendering this thing to my Pokemon for experience points. You know what I bet? I bet I could knock this thing out with 2 Giga Drains with Arboliva. With Houseplant. Even though it's a grass type now. Of course I missed my Will-O-Wisp. I shouldn't have even tried it. Why did I think that was going to work? Yeah, he's going to Trailblaze first. Okay. So if he Trailblazes first, we can go out to... Because is he going to do it again? I'm gonna Willow again, actually. Probably going to get punished for it, but I'm going to Willow again. I'm not really worried about Sudowoodo getting speed. It's literally never going to catch me. Literally just don't have room for full room mirror. Want one for a couple of reasons. It might help with your low AF self-esteem. God. Well, I mean, if it would help with the self-esteem, then I think it would be worth it to consider a place to put it. Just, I don't know in terms of, like... If it's not a full-length mirror, though, it might not help quite as much, you know? Stone Edge. Got the Shaylee first. Then initiate Trailblaze so that we can switch into Arboliva, and then we can just do Giga Drains and be done. It'll be faster than Houseplant after a couple of... or you could Fire Punch, I guess. Oh, that's annoying. Because I can't go into Arboliva reliably with that going on. Well, it's Trailblaze. It's not going to knock me out with a Trailblaze, you know? This is also probably less effective than just crunching the dang thing, but, you know, it's fine. Because, like, Trailblaze will increase its speed, but it won't increase its attack. And it's only a 50 base power move, if I remember right, so... Woodo pseudo. Didn't land that burn. You would have died. Yes, I would have. I was literally playing with fire. It was in my hands and I threw it at the Sudowoodo. I was not afraid of it because I was like, Yukiko's already at the highest level out of the whole team. I only raised the backup team to 70 anyways. Any extra that we get here is literally just going to be bonus. You know, honestly, I don't even know if I'll need to send Houseplant out for the next gym. Because, I mean, we have Shaylee, so, like, she couldn't really sweep reliably previously, but she can probably sweep pretty reliably right now. Even if she can't hit the Miss Magius because of Levitate, I mean, a +4 crunch is going to knock it out, like... So you remember the hardship? Because I remember the class, you said you ventured into the world... Well, actually, that was when you ventured into the commercial world of art. The real world of art was not just the commercial part, so... I was, yeah. Okay. Alright, bye. So that's the thing, though, is that, like... You get to the gyms, and all of these people are goofing off, for one thing. Like, they're either like, oh, I wasn't going to come in today, but I did. I'm glad I did, you know, because then I would have gotten in a lot of trouble. It's like... Or they're like Brassius, where they're like, I literally just don't care. All I want to do is make art. And I mean, fair play, but like, you work for this woman, and this is how... It's not a wonder she's such a slave driver if, you know, this is how the people that work for her treat her. Like, there's no respect there. There's no chain of authority. Or, well, there is a chain of authority. They're just not respecting it. Shaylee just caught that punch and waggled the claw at it. She's like, yeah, no, about that. Just realizes this guy Edward Scissorhands. Oh boy, that would be funny. Alright, so, like I said, the next one in the level cap order for the entire region is the Team Starbase over here. So we'll go back to Cascarafa, but we won't go to Kofu just yet. We'll go all the way back across the region and go fight Ayano first. Then Mela, then Kofu, after we're done with Giacomo. And like I said, I haven't actually ever rematched the Team Star fights, so this will probably be the more interesting part of this for me, because I literally don't know what to expect here, so... Like, I don't know if you have to do the whole first 3 Pokemon in your party thing again. I don't know if they still have the cars. I don't know anything, so... I guess we'll find out together. I still haven't fought that guy. Wait, I think I know why I haven't fought that guy, because he has, like, a Magikarp on his party, so he would have gotten me, like, 5 experience points total. Alright, how's this work? Now, the gates are open, so I could just go inside, but do I ring this? I don't know, actually. I'm gonna go see if I can find Giacomo first, before I train, quote-unquote. Okay, there he is. So there's him here, and there's the thing on the door. I mean, I'm okay with that. Let's just do a little switching around. I mean, Interceptor's really the only one that I need for dark typing. Because I don't even know what this entails, so I'm just going to try it, because why not? If it's something, if it doesn't really do much, if it's like, oh, okay, it's just the same thing that you did previously where it's 30 Pokemon in 10 minutes or less, then I'm probably not going to do it for any of the other bases, but I might as well try it while I'm here, you know? What do I know? Lake goes E. Oh, boy. Assume you aren't doing the DLC? Yeah, no, I'm ready for... I'm ready to stop playing this game at this point. I'm having far more fun playing Final Fantasy XII off-screen than I've ever really had playing this game on or off-screen, so. Could DM the DLC in chat, otherwise the filming would go over budget. Yeah, we don't have the budget for the DLC because I don't feel like paying the $30. I did just go on vacation and have no source of income till I start working again in 11 days, something like that. Sorry, the Star Barrages weren't a very good idea. Yeah, brum brum. Yes, play more 12. You have arrived at the prestigious Blueberry Academy under the ocean. It's your favorite Final Fantasy game for a reason. Yeah, it's not my favorite necessarily, but boy, is it up there. That's for sure. I literally started playing it. I'm playing the Zodiac Age version, and I haven't been able to put it down. I mentioned this on the stream previously. Why is Clive here? 50 Pokemon in 10 minutes? Why is Clive here? Did they just not want... Speaking of not going, not going over budget, did they just not want to make a cutscene with just me walking in? Or what? What is this? Alright, well, the Pokemon are all fully evolved now, so that's fun. I might actually have to heal because I just don't have good matchups here. Oh, yeah, I probably shouldn't have sent Shaylee out against the low kicks, should I? Whoops. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go heal then because I shouldn't have sent her out against those. Hang on, I'll go heal her. Let's see. I don't want to send her out against those. Let's just top off. For the first time ever, I will use these machines. Like, I've literally never used these machines before in my life. Alright, Shaylee, now you're up. You should be able to take those on with a little bit. Why are there Cyclizar here? Those aren't dark types. What? Alright, show me that you're fighting the Skuntanks. No? There. Okay. As I say, I could keep going, but I don't want to keep going until I know she's fighting the Skuntanks, because that wouldn't be a good thing. I don't like that. How do I switch my Pokemon, though? Oh, okay, let's recall them. Alright, send you out against this guy. You can probably handle a bunch of Honchkrow. Then go back and have Shaylee take care of all the Steel types, because boy, does she have an advantage against them. I could probably let Interceptor handle these ones. I know it's a poison type, but like, she'll probably be okay. He'll probably be okay. Thinking of Shaylee. He was not okay, so we'll heal again. Well, I guess this is different than what it was before because all the Pokemon are fully evolved. I'm just wondering if this is going to lopside my team because, like, only these three are going to gain experience, but I don't know. I think I'd rather take my chances with the Honchkrow, honestly. Okay, we can't go Skuntanks with you. We've seen that that matchup doesn't work out. This'll work, though. And then I can take Shaylee over here, and there we go. See? Well-oiled machine, these three. Sort of, anyway. More Cyclizar, we can handle those. Almost to the other side of the base now. And then this. There we go. Don't have a great matchup there, but that's fine. Here you go. Oh, look. Your brethren. Show them who's the top croc. I was going to say top dog, but that's Interceptor, so. Okay, Shaylee, you don't have to keep going. So, what does that do for me exactly? Okay. Oh, it gets me LP. Okay, well, I guess that's one way to get some LP if you need just a quick jump of it. I didn't actually know you could do that. Probably, can you do that only once a day? Let's see. No, you can just keep doing that. Wow. Okay, well, if you need lots of LP, that's one way to do it, I guess. Didn't Penny get in trouble for them giving out LP like not that long ago? I mean, I understand from a mechanical standpoint why they do that. It's a good way to just get LP quickly, but didn't Penny get in trouble for this? Why do they want to give you LP? Aren't you rich? Something like that, yeah. The gate forgot how to exist for a second. Yeah, it was a little... Laura, you guys. Clive, what? We invade Las Estrellas. Something like that. He didn't talk about Fight Club, so he can watch. Fair enough. Wait, you can do that? Yes. Who cares? Ding! Why they're here? Ding, ding! Dies off camera. Feels like cheating, honestly, now that it changes the outcome either way. Aw, dang. Wanted to see how that ends. Yeah, would have seen who the top croc was, but, you know. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to do that for all of the bases. I think I'm just going to go challenge the actual, like, person, because I'm less interested in the barrage part, like the star barrages, and I'm more interested in, like, the actual trainers behind it. So... yeah, well, let's see. We'll start with the captain because he needs the most experience out of anybody to get to the next level, so... oh, okay. That's what he says. Are we pals, Giacomo? I mean, sure, I'll be here for a battle if you've got a battle. Alright, well, let's see what you've got. At least they let you listen to the boss theme again, unlike the grunt theme. See, that's how it should have been done, is where, like, it just... the music stops, and then you press a button, and then the music starts up again. That's how it should have been in the actual game, but the game decided it didn't want to do that. This thing will flop over to one Aura Sphere, right? Alright, well, I don't really care about Spiky Shield. I'm not making contact. It's nice to see somebody representing Cacturn, though. Cacturn doesn't get enough love. I know, I'm using it in the reserve team. I mean, I know why it doesn't get enough love. It's literally made of wet tissue paper, but, like, you know, as long as you know how to use it right, that isn't really a problem. I don't know what the right way is to use Cacturn, to be fair, though, because, like, it doesn't have good defense at all. And on top of that, it also doesn't have good speed, so... it's a glass cannon that can't cannon because it's too slow to be a cannon. I don't know. I'm surprised you... well, actually, no. I guess I'm not surprised you lived, Honchkrow. You have a lot of base HP, but... catch this confusion real quick. Thank you. Bye. Worked like a charm. Who's the boss now? Alright, well, the captain's going to go to town on this team, apparently, for the first 3 Pokemon, because good lord, man. Speaking of people catching flies in their mouth, look at that lady that's next to Giacomo. Like, okay, I understand you're starstruck, but, like, please close that. The mosquitoes are having a field day with your gums right now. Still say this guy has the best fashion sense out of the bunch. I mean, it's not bad, honestly. Like, at the he's got the uniform kind of still, because he's still, like, the winter uniform includes that coat, and I think the fall uniform does as well. So, all right, you're still not using King Gambit, right? This should be your, like, last Pokemon, but all right, fair enough. Aura Sphere, Go-Go. I was gonna switch, but I was like, no, I can KO this with Aura Sphere. His costume is the best, yeah. I mean, it's not like the weird boots that Mella's got going on. Oh, he's got him a boss stiff. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's not the weird boots that Mella's got going on, so it would be kind of difficult for her to walk around in, so I'm not really a big fan of that. Atticus, I mean, I guess it's fine. I'm not really, you know, it's a ninja thing. I don't know. Initiate dogs play fighting again. And then, I mean, Aries a wrestler, again, it's fine, you know, whatever. And Ortega's just, I just don't understand Ortega's aesthetic. Oh, you don't even Terra. Okay, I thought you were going to Terra them a boss step and be like, wow, it's Arven 2.0. But, no, he doesn't even Terra. I'm not going to Terra then if you're not going to Terra. That seems silly. It's like an unfair advantage. I don't want to do that. That was how you guys got in trouble because everyone else bullied you, so you brought an unfair advantage to the school. Alright, well, that's that. I marched to the beat of my own drum, Giacomo. So far, it's worked out for me. There's a right way? Doesn't it even die trying to set up Leech Seed? Yeah, just a little bit, yeah. Okay, I'm not a music theory person. What's a threnody? I should look that up, actually. But yeah, so you can fight, I know this part, you can fight the bosses of the bases once per day. So once you've fought them, you can come back the next actual, like, real-life day and then fight them again. So, there you go. Alright, next on our gym rematches. Mega Launcher is probably the best ability to come out of XY. Like, an ability that literally turns your Pokemon into a cannon. Yeah, it's pretty good, honestly. It definitely makes a difference. It's like you go from punching something to punching a hole through something. Ortega's like a less cool James. Yeah, and I mean, I guess I understand that part of the aesthetic. Oh, my team order's all out of whack. But, like, he also built the cars. And that's what I think I said it when we fought him the last time. I'm like, okay, you built the cars, but, like, how did you do that when... Wait, hang on, that's not right. There we go. It's like, how did you do that with that suit on? Won't you get the suit all gross if you do that? Like, it just seems... I don't know. Excuse me. So I feel like he could have still had the fairy type aesthetic. Just give him, like, a pink like, mechanics jumpsuit or something like that, and make him less of a rich snob. I don't know. It just feels weird for him to be the one that put together the cars, I guess, is what I'm saying. So... It just the suit doesn't match the actual work that he does, I guess. And I mean, I guess it doesn't have to, but it just feels bizarre, you know. Hi, Ayano. I'm just talking to myself. No, I'm not La Primera. It's me, Jimme. Also, she sent me instead. So. Yeah, I feel like I got on the payroll pretty quick here. I mean, the gym test did go pretty quickly. What are you looking at right now? Because it looks like you're just looking at that random woman that's in the gym that's next to you. She probably is wondering why you're talking to yourself. Okay. Sure, sounds like a plan. I promise I won't just sweep you with Crocodile. I'll try to do something with Arboliva as well. She's looking at a hidden camera in the wall. Truth, literal white collar. She deleted that random woman's head. Yeah, it was there for a second. We could see it. And then it was gone. So. Okay, there we go. Hello. I mean, there's only 8 gym leaders. Can you really go viral? Unless it's an epidemic. I never noticed, but her choker is like a Magnemite screw. I'm never looking at that, so that's why I never noticed it, I guess. So I guess it all makes sense, so because that's her whole aesthetic. Rotom, you're going down too far. She is also like 14 at the maximum. Keep the like at her eye level, please. Her eyes are up there. The billboards have delayed rendering. Yeah, just about, honestly. I'm not really surprised. Oh, that's a Kilowattrel. Well, that's not going to work out for Houseplant. Sorry, Houseplant. You keep getting, like, screwed over when it comes to all this stuff. This thing probably has Volt Absorb, right? I'm going to go out Deroxys anyway, because I could probably just knock it out with 2, whatchamacallits. Like, what does Kilowattrel get for coverage, anyway? I wonder if it gets Weather Ball. That'd be interesting. Oh, right, random rainstorm, so Hurricane never misses. Well, thanks for that game. I wish that would go away. Okay, well, you want me to throw out the full restores because you're ready to throw out the bullshit? That's fine. I'll whip out the items if that's what you want to have happen here. Okay, well, the rain went away, but it's still raining for the purpose of the battle, so. I tell you, this is a horrible time to fight someone who specializes in electricity. You were correct. Time for everyone to tell on themselves what the first thing you notice about a person when you see them, male or female. Let me think about that. First thing I notice about a person. Well, usually I see them from far away, so probably the clothes they're wearing, honestly. It's probably the first thing. Yeah, can't get paralyzed by that. Thanks, though. Here you go. Have a retaliation. Alright, so this will confuse me again, and then I will whack myself in confusion because I know how this goes. Okay, good. I talked it out of existence. I think that jacket is filling with water. I mean, it does have like a bucket, basically. It's like a bucket rim on it, so I wouldn't be shocked if it was filling with water. Alright, this thing has Ice Fang. I probably could switch in Arboliva, but I don't think I'm going to. It's not going to use Ice Fang right away, but if I switch in Houseplant, it will use Ice Fang before she gets a chance to act. So I guess the Shaylee sweep begins. Get the broom out. For you, it's the person's eyes. Yeah, I could see. Honestly, I was thinking eyes at first, and then I was like, no, wait, they're too far away for me to see what their eyes look like, so there you go. Why is your keyboard so suck? No, it's fine, Chris. I knew what you meant, so. Hey, Cole. How's it going? Welcome back. We're doing our gym leader rematches. Hopefully the vacation's going well for you. I went on vacation. Cole got jealous. He went on vacation. Something like that. Luxray, now there's a friend from your teens. Lovely companion. I wish I could have incorporated a Luxray into my team, honestly. I could have put it on the other team instead of Ampharos, but I was like, yeah, I think I like Ampharos just a little bit better. Luxray's cool, though. It's just a lion that can shoot electricity at you. And say, tell me I KO a Belly Bolt at +1. If I didn't, that would be a travesty. Got a month and a half. Are you going on vacation in a month and a half? Well, that'll be good. Hopefully. Hopefully the vacation goes well for you. Alright, I didn't get any speed, but if this thing blows up, it'll do like 50 damage maximum, so I don't... Okay, that's fine too. I mean, what are you going to do with the electric terrain? You can't put me to sleep anymore, so that kind of just ruins half of Miss Magius's whole thing. I guess she can just confuse Ray instead, but... It would be really funny if her Miss Magius just had like hypnosis or something and she literally just screwed herself by putting the electric terrain up instead. It's like, Ayato, are you okay? Well, maybe you should have planned for a Crocodile. How do you plan for a Crocodile now that I think about it? Like, I mean, I guess have something faster, but is Miss Magius faster? Probably normally, but okay, the game just had a minute there. It had a little moment. We had to... It had to take a break. I've been going to too many places. No, you're too poor to even leave your house? Oh, that sucks. Sorry to hear that, but... I can understand, though. I had to save up for quite a bit to even afford this vacation, so... You know. Well, I'm faster than this with Magius, so GG. Goodbye, Ayano. This was even more disappointing than the first time. To be fair, Belly Bolt has a lot of HP, doesn't it? It does have a ton of HP. It's very thick, but I was kind of hoping. Okay, super effective move. From a Crocodile at +1. If it survives, You have to pay rent next month? This will kill me. I will never financially recover from this. Yeah, I'm not laughing at your misfortune. I just understand. I'm laughing with you. Sitting next to a deeply sleepy dog, he's sad because the S-tier human left the house. Ah, that's fair. Yeah. That would make sense. I'd be happy about that, or not happy about that too, if I was a dog. So. They wanted to watch you lose? Are you turning into one of those streamers? I've seen people do that now for some reason. Like, it's not... It's really weird. It's almost like a final evolution or something like that for certain streamers where, like, they do things for the purpose of, like, their own misfortune so that other people can watch them have those misfortunes and then just laugh at them. And it's like, that's sad. That's awful. Why would you subject yourself to that? But I've seen it happen to, like, especially certain, like, internet, like, people that were around back when I was first starting my channel, way back in the day when they were fairly popular names. Nowadays, you look at them and they're like, I'm literally torturing myself for views on the internet. And it's like, why would you... Why? Like, that's so sad. Why are you doing that to yourself? Don't turn into that, Ayano. Like, the internet's... Has the internet been mad at you before, Ayano? I mean, you're going to have a conversation with Tulip about that one, because technically I think she's a lot more popular than you. Bye, internet. Not really. We're not done for the day, but, you know, I guess I'll wave at her fake internet with her 6 viewers. I shouldn't say anything. I'm in the single digits, too. Jellyfish. Couldn't imagine having your hair dyed 2 colors. Didn't we do that in the mid-2000s? Why does history repeat itself so fast? It's like 20 or 25-year cycles, I find. Like, certain things that were popular, 25 years ago are now popular again, just because. I mean, like, look at, Disney's remaking movies left and right that, I mean, some of them aren't 25 years old. I don't even think Lilo and Stitch was 20. No, it was 20, actually. I think it came out in 2001 or 2002. I forget. The original, not the remake, but they just remade it. And from my understanding, they did my boy Stitch dirty, which means I have to do an even better job with him in Kingdom Hearts 2 because, well, if Disney's not going to do a good job, then I guess I'll have to. I feel like there's a word for that in Japanese, but you forgot though. Probably, honestly. Like the torturing yourself for views on the internet thing, or the repeating every 20 years thing. I mean, there's probably a word for both, but I wouldn't know it off the top of my head because I don't speak Japanese. Like, I know a couple of the katakana, but other than that, that's about it. So, I actually on Duolingo, I did Japanese for like a week and a half, and then I was like, yeah, no, I'm never gonna get this. So I said, to hell with that, and I stopped. All right, actually, Captain, you're a pretty good matchup because we're gonna go after Mela next. So let's hoof it over there, because wait, hold on. I was gonna hoof it over there. I don't think I'm gonna because the Tauros are out in full swing. I don't feel like getting charged at today. Well, no, you know what? I'm just gonna fly here because it's like 2 seconds up the road from here, so I'm just gonna fly over there. Those remakes are garbage. We have to stop at the whole animated movie into live action thing. Yeah, I don't really get the trend. I don't really see the point. Like, the animations were cool because they were handmade, you know what I mean? Like, those took lots of work. And I understand that the live action animations take lots of work as well, but like, I don't know, one I feel better about than the other, I guess. Arrow computer designs are back in. I'm trying to think about Arrow computer design. It's not ringing a bell. Describe it for me so I know what you're talking about. As well as live action crap is this. The entire point and magic of those movies was that they were animating something that shouldn't be real. Yeah, and I think that might be part of it, honestly. Like, you've got, like, talking anthropomorphized animals, or you've got an alien from outer space, and it's like, okay, this is fantastical, but that's why it's hand-drawn, you know what I mean? Because it's this fantastical element that you can't really create in the real world, so why try to make it real? I understand it's Disney, but see, there's the Tauros I was talking about. I understand it's Disney, and so they're, catering to children who wouldn't necessarily know that, intelligent life as is depicted in the movies is not currently known in the universe, but, like, I don't know, it just seems silly to me. Either way, we won't do the Star Barrage this time. We'll just go take on Mela's team and probably tank a few hits and with the captain, because I mean, his speed's okay, but it's not great. And then, sure, I'll have a battle with you. Maybe don't do that. This is your base, after all. See, again, that's how it should have been done previously. Oh, I didn't bring anything to Rain Dance, did I? I'm gonna have to waste some time here with this Torkoal. What do you mean, a weird one, too? I mean, I guess, like I said, I do march the beat of my own drum, but don't we all? Would a Water Pulse still do more than a launcher boosted Aura Sphere? I'm gonna try it and we're gonna compare, because this won't KO. Not in the sun. Yeah. Okay, I guess we won't get to compare, really, but... Feels weird to have a Torkoal using Flare Blitz. I guess I'm so used to Flannery's using Overheat that it just seems bizarre for one to just be like, okay, physical Torkoal. I don't even know what its physical attack stat is, honestly. Alright, we wasted a couple of turns of Sun. It's not great, but we did a little bit. And then we can bring Shaylee in to clean up after this, because that seems to be her whole thing. We might be bringing her in earlier. This is an Armor Rouge. This is Fire Psychic, because this is a Scarlet one, right? Yeah. I'll be honest, I like this one better. It has a Mega Man X Buster arm. It takes the shoulder bands off when it uses its I forget. I think it's called armor cannon, if I remember correctly. And those turn into a cannon, basically, that it shoots you with. What are you talking to yourself about over there, Mela? I never noticed that. Do you do that normally? Yeah, I can see her lips moving from here, actually. Like, what are you doing? What is that? How did you read me? This thing's not faster than me, there's no way. Well, both of my answers are a little hurt, but that's fine. If I have to use a couple of items, I don't mind. But yeah, I like Armor Rouge better just because it reminds me of Mega Man X, basically. Okay, Arcanine. I should be faster than this. It has faster speed normally, but I did... Oh, okay, Intimidate drops the Moxie. I guess that doesn't matter. I should still KO with an Earthquake, but... Yeah. Let's see. Where did that Quick Ball come from? She's a magician! Kind of awesome how much Pokemon is in retro stuff by now. Yeah, I mean, it's because of how, like... The people that played the games when they were kids, they grew up, and now it's in a lot of retro stuff because of it. Okay, well, she has a Colossal, so, you know, points for that. I can appreciate that. This is not going to activate your Steam engine, because why would I? Her boots sound like a drum. Oh, burn. Torn between Armor Rouge and Ceruledge, or like both of them, to be honest. I don't know, I guess I'm just put off by the swords, you know what I mean, on Ceruledge. I mean, it's cool. It's not that, but... I don't know, I just, like I said, I think I like the other ones because the Armor Rouge, because of the fact that it's just like, okay, Moonstone Cannon Fire, you know what I mean? Like, it just shoots it out like that. That just appeals to me more than... I'm edgy and a ghost and use my swords to literally cut the soul from people and suck it out. It's like, okay, listen. Like, we're going too far at this point. Maybe that's just me. Yeah, I don't remember her lips, like her mouth moving like that in the normal game, though. Like, when she had that animation, and now it's raining again, when we fought her on the car, she wasn't talking to herself. So, like, what's that all about? Huh. I don't know. Do they call them... They just call them bases. Okay, I mean, I guess that's fine. It's a weird OC when you put it that way. Yeah, I know. It's just what I think of when it's like that's what it does, you know what I mean? It has swords, it's a ghost type. It has a signature move called Bitter Blade, which gives it back health, just like using Giga Drain. So it's kind of the whole aesthetic, and I just don't know how I feel about it, honestly. Oh good, I love 5 FPS Cascarafa. It's my favorite place. This is the town theme in Cascarafa. That was what I was going to say. I mentioned the last time that Toby Fox did all of the music for Area Zero. This is another theme that he did, is the Cascarafa theme. Sorry, I was looking at that person blinking in and out of existence. So, but yeah, this is another one of his. Okay, so Houseplant will bring you in. The captain's still a little bit lower. We can always feed him some experience candies because it's going to continue to be a problem where he's going to be lower on level for a while. So I don't anticipate that. Oh, how did I do that? That was like a frame-perfect jump. I don't anticipate that being a problem we can solve anytime soon. So we might just end up giving him some of the experience candies that we have to get him closer to everybody else on level. I love how the weather can't follow me while I'm in the air. Watch, it's going to come back now. Oh, okay, never mind, it just stopped. Well, let's hope it stays stopped while I'm in here, because I don't want to have the weather on for a water-type gym leader either. We already had it on so that the electric-type gym leader wouldn't miss her hurricanes. Hey, old man Kofu. I'm actually glad to see you, because you're the only one I like. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't mind Larry either, but out of most of them, you're one of the only ones I like. The top champion, was that who you were expecting, or? Yeah, I'm here for her, basically. You mean a Magikarp into a Gyarados? I guess they all kind of do that as long as they evolve, but, you know. Yeah, I can imagine you are. Sure, let's see what you've got. Don't hold it back. Don't hold back on me now, Mr. Kofu. I don't intend to give a, light review to the... I actually don't remember. I'm pretty sure you don't get any of these people in trouble, but, like, even though a couple of them were just kind of like, I didn't want to come into the office today, but I guess I did anyway. Like, okay, sure. Just driving up random houses. Yeah, they're probably wondering what the heck that was on their roof, because that's like a 200-pound motorcycle just tramping all over it. So, trampling all over it. Swords for arms. It cuts your soul out and also eats it. Yeah, something like that. Toby Fox knows how to make catchy themes. Why do you keep forgetting letters? It's just kind of... It's been happening in chat today. It's okay. What about Katie? I don't know. Katie was the one that had the excuse where she was like, oh, I wasn't sure if I was going to come in today, right? She's probably the one I'm doubling down on, honestly. Gym leaders are mostly inoffensive this time. Why is his hairline celebrating Halloween and also smaller than his eyebrows? It's a good question. I guess it's just an aesthetic? I don't know. Yeah, I can imagine. And then the water comes back to the lake where it eventually flows back into the ocean again. It's the cycle, you see. The water cycle. Let's see if we can break Kofu's water cycle. Probably not good. He needs the exercise. He's not getting any younger. I'm not trying to be mean with that. I'm literally just saying he probably gets good exercise, though, from all of the running around he does, so... He is rocking that apron, though, I'll say. Yeah, it's the apron matches the rest of him pretty nicely, so that's good, at least. Alright, what are you going to use against me? Psycho Cut? That's fine. I don't mind the crit, either. I'll take this, and then I'll take back my soul, thank you. I suppose, in a way, Houseplant isn't doing anything that's different from what a Ceruledge would do. It's just she's doing it elegantly. Surprised that thing doesn't know, like, a flying type move or something. I mean, it's, like, literally made of sharp edges, so I would imagine it could learn Aerial Ace. That's a Pelipper. There's the rain. It would have been really funny if a random sandstorm started up and it just forced that to fail, because if weather conditions in the overworld occur that cause, like, random effects in battle, they override abilities. So, like, if there was a random rainstorm and I sent out a Hippowdon with Sandstream, the Sandstream would fail because the overworld has a rainstorm going. Like, what on earth? Who decided that was a good idea? I mean, I can take a Water Pulse. I'm okay with just staying in. I'm just going to Hyper Voice to get my Throat Spray going and then just see what he does. Oh, okay. Well, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a big problem, actually. Unless I knock this out immediately. Well, okay. Maybe it's not as big a problem as I thought. Never mind. It is good that he has a Drizzle Pokemon on his team, though, because, like... Oh, and he's using a Clawitzer. That's nice, too. Because if he didn't have a Drizzle Pokemon, it would probably make his team a little bit less effective than it would be otherwise. I was going to use the Throat Spray, but I just realized I have a Miracle Seed rather than Throat Spray, so it doesn't even matter. So we'll go out to my own Clawitzer because I've got the Assault Vest, so this incoming whatever he's going to do probably won't do massive damage. Aurasphere, probably? Yeah. Cover-up spices. Who the heck is so amateur that they overspice their food to hide the flavor? Sorry, even as an okay-ish cook, try not to overspice your stuff. Yeah, overspicing is tricky because then, like, you end up with... It only exclusively tastes like the spice, which is like, I don't know if that's great, you know? I mean, I was going to say, I think Aurasphere would have done about the same, but no, I think Dragon Pulse is slightly higher on power. You still get 2 hit KO'd, right? Yeah, okay, good. Good. I don't know if I can switch back in Houseplant for the rest of this, though. Now that I think about it, because I don't think... Because with her HP where it is, I don't think she'll be able to do that and take 2 hits. Maybe from a Wugtrio. I mean, it's... I don't actually know if Wugtrio is all that strong, honestly. It's like Dugtrio, so I mean, I guess it's exactly that strong, but... Maybe if I wait for the rain to be done. I guess I'll just stay in. Why not? I mean, it's probably just going to use something to make me flinch or something like that, so I'll just stay in. Throat chop. Okay, that's fine. And goodbye. The literal cannons fighting. Yeah, basically. And there goes the rain, just in time for Crabominable to come out. Crab versus crayfish, huh? Oh boy. Your mom sometimes on quick meals. You've tried not to get hustled in your own cooking. It's a lot better when it isn't rushed. Yeah, rushing and cooking is not a good combination. It just nothing ever turns out as good as it could if you rush through it. So I'm gonna stay in, honestly. I don't really know what this thing is gonna do to me. It's not gonna be a fighting type anymore though, so maybe I can get a Dark Pulse flinch. I mean, we know this already. You did this before, so. Exactly, just take your time. Your food will taste edible at worst. Yeah, that's the gist of it. I will say this, though. I still haven't found a good way to make, like, fish without it stinking up the whole house. I asked, for what it's worth, in some of my cooking classes, because we had to take food and cooking safety classes. And the answer was cook it on the grill, which obviously won't stink up the whole house because you're outside. And yeah, that's fair. And I think if I remember correctly, cooking it in aluminum foil minimizes the amount of... Am I faster than a Crabominable on Houseplant? Probably, right? I mean, I'm slow, but I'm not that slow. Like, this thing is, what, base... It can't have that much speed, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. So... yeah, what was I saying? I don't remember. Yeah, fish. Haven't figured out a way to cook fish without doing that. And they said, you know, cook it in aluminum foil or cook it on the grill because you won't have that problem. It's like, yeah, I don't have a grill, so I can't do that one. Dry, hard, overspiced chicken. Water cooked out of it. Oil, yeah, seasoning, then oil to trap the moisture. Yeah. How does it turn out hard? Yeah. Foil helps if you don't want to use oil. Yeah, and that's a fair point, actually, honestly. So, because I don't really want to use oil on fish, it's kind of got its own oil already in it, so I'm kind of okay with just that oil. So, like, I'm trying to see if this oil yes thing is. Oh no, that's not linked to the water cooked out part. Okay, yep. Seasoning, then oil to trap in the moisture so that'll lessen the smell. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, honestly. So, I'm looking at the chat and I'm trying to see if that's like two separate thoughts. Sorry, I was linking that up with what you said previously, and I don't think that was the case. So, yeah, about those friends. I will let her know that. Alright, well, we're halfway done with the gym challenges now, so that at least is good. It looks like we might get that done today. Maybe, if we keep going at this pace. Heck, we might get done with more than I thought, because we really only have to do the Academy Ace tournament twice, and then that's it. So we'll see what time it is when we get done with all of these rematches. And then I will kind of play it by ear. If we can get this whole thing done in one stream, I mean, I'm okay with it, honestly. Like, there are going to be other things that we can do in the post game. Like, if I remember correctly, Professor Jacques will talk to you about unlocking the 5-star Terra raids that I don't think we had access to before. And then he'll tell you that there are, like, black crystals all over the place, which are 6-star raids. And he tells you, oh, don't go near them because they're way too dangerous. It's like, I'm the champion, actually. And then you still get your butt kicked. But, yeah, so. But I've never really, like I said last time, I've never really gelled very well with the raids in Gen 8 or Gen 9. So I'm not really going to bother with that, I don't think. So we'll probably just leave those for someone else to do. I'm sure there's been enough coverage of that stuff on YouTube anyway, so Fish with mustard and Parmesan spread over it and baked is your favorite. I'll have to keep that in mind. I keep hearing good things about mustard. I don't really use it much in my cooking, but I think there actually is mustard seed in the salt-free seasoning that I use for my pork chops that I make. Because the problem with a lot of the pork chops that I've had in the past is that it's not that they're heavily salted, it's just that they're salted enough to where that's the main thing that you... Oh, good, we're back in Blight Town again, and boy, howdy, is it running bad today. But that's the main thing that you taste on top of, you know, the pork, which is already... It's red meat, so you're supposed to limit it in your diet anyway. So what I've tried doing with it is I still throw a pinch of salt on the pork to begin with. So I guess it's not really salt-free seasoning because there's salt in it, but I throw a little bit of salt on it, and then I throw on this salt-free seasoning, which has like carrot and mustard seed and cayenne pepper and regular black pepper in there as well. There's a bunch of stuff in it. I could go and get... There's onion powder in it. So it's got like this really nice flavor. The best way that I can describe it is it's almost like eating a burger, except it's not a burger. Like, it's not ground beef. It's just whatever you stick it on. And I think that's probably because of the fact that when my parents made burgers when I was a kid, they used, I think, onion powder mix, if I remember correctly, when they made the patty. Sure, I'll spar with you, Atticus. So... But yeah, it tastes really good, is all I'm saying. So I've used it in order to help myself sort of limit the salt that I get out of that food. Because you get enough salt from everywhere else anyway, so. I mean, consider this, right? Like, I was thinking about on my way home from my vacation while I was driving, because I was driving basically all day. I was thinking about going to Panera Bread to just pick up something fairly quick for lunch on the way back. And it was on the way through where I was going. Looked at the menu for Panera Bread. Now, you can look at the nutrition facts, and of course I'm, like, you know, a nutrition major, so I look at that stuff. Look at the nutrition facts. One of their sandwiches, just the one sandwich. Now, granted, the sandwich is on a piece of baguette bread that rips your mouth open if you eat it, like daggers, because... I don't know why you would ever do that to yourself, but for some reason I was still considering it. And actually, here's the thing, so I'll talk about Panera Bread for a minute. They had this tortellini on Panera Bread's menu that they took away, and I'm really pissed that they took it away because I actually really like that tortellini, but that's neither here nor there. They took it away, and that was what I was looking to see if it was still there. It's not still there, and that's really unfortunate, but... since they didn't have it, I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll have half a sandwich or something like that and a salad. Half of that sandwich has like 1,300 milligrams of sodium in it. Wow, I got read like a book. And the daily amount is like, the daily amount that's recommended, and this is for like people that don't have hypertension, is 2,300. But you probably shouldn't go all the way up to 2,300. Now, if you ate the whole sandwich, it's like over one full day's worth. It's like 2,380 something milligrams of sodium in one sandwich. And it's like, okay, I can't do that to myself. That wouldn't be good. I'm not making contact with you. Onion powder is not very good. You do recommend getting dried flakes or cutting one fresh if you want to. I don't know. It hasn't really been bad to me. I think I would cut one fresh if I actually, like, wanted to use the onion for, like, powdering it up. But it's never really been awful to me. I just like the flavoring that it gives, you know. It's onion without having to go through all the trouble of cutting an onion, I guess, is the point. But, yeah, I mean, to each their own. I use that for any salt-free seasoning. You use that for any red meat that I make. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I probably need to get out of this because, quite honestly, I'm not sure how good it is because I haven't had steak in like a million years because it's way too expensive for me to buy. But oh, Dragalge, I can probably just knock this out with an earthquake, actually. Oh, and this is your last, and this is not as physically bulky as it is specially. Okay. Yeah, I haven't had steak in like a million years, but when I used to get steak, I would put salt, pepper, and garlic powder on the steak. And I don't... Your final Pokemon is a Toxic Protect Stalling Dragalge. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember how good the garlic powder actually is on it. And I mean, that's another one where if I wanted to, I could literally just rub garlic on it. Because I do have actual regular garlic rather than the garlic powder. Because I use garlic, like actual garlic cloves all the time when I make sauce. So that's one where I could see the point. And yeah, just literally take the clove of garlic and just rub it right on if I want the garlic flavor. So, Atticus, I have no idea what you're talking about. You just need to vary up your team a little bit. I get the feeling these bases might have been a slight afterthought. They're not. Oh, there's an outbreak of dusk lichen rock. All right, this I have to go see. We didn't see these before, so I'm gonna go look at that because I didn't get to see one on screen, and we'll just heal while we're here as well. Because I said we could encounter dusk form lichen rock. It might just be an outbreak of lichen rock, and because it's the middle of the day, it won't be the dusk form ones. I kind of want to actually see how that works, but well, we'll see from here. Oh, and you know what else I should do is I should probably sell my stuff, but we'll see if I have enough time to actually go through my whole bag and sell everything. I don't know if I will, considering, you know, we might be finishing the game today. Like I said, I wouldn't be miffed if we did finish it today. It would give me more time to prep for the next one, which I get the feeling is going to be a little bit of a where's the outbreak? Maybe it's only here in the evening because it's dusk form lichen rock, and so it's like showing me that it'll spawn, but it's not spawning because it's not evening time, probably. Let's see. So we went there. So now we got to go to fight Rhyme next. Yeah, the game's recovering from Tag Tree Thicket. It can't run the raid or the outbreak right now because it's currently recovering its frames. It can't quite get there. I should probably switch in my winter uniform, but I don't think I'm gonna bother. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna go with this and just roll with it from here. You know. Let's see here. I think I'm going to leave Interceptor in, and I'm going to use Shaylee again because she's just a good answer to a lot of this stuff. Crocodile's typing is just really great for the near the end of the game, isn't it? It just has some solid advantages against like 3rd gym, Team Star's Poison Base, this gym, the 7th gym. It's like how strong fire and flying types are against the early game, kind of. Right over here. Hi, Rhyme. Yeah, actually, I'm here for the gym inspection. I already know when I'll be beat, so... Yes, she did. Actually, if you want to be as unhappy about that as Miss Time was to the director when he had a battle with me on school grounds, I would like to see what happens when you talk to La Primera the way that Miss Time talked to the director. I want to see what happens there. Evidently, she doesn't. Maybe you should do something about it. Are there supposed to be crickets chirping or something in the background? Like, why did it zoom out and pause for so long there? Well, fair enough. Let's see if you've how much you've improved since I've improved. That was a weird camera transition there. She is so weird, and not in a good way. I mean, she's just got that bling, that's all. Sorry, Ryan. It is really bizarre that her eyeballs roll into her head when she gets angry, though. Like, that's a little bit... I mean, I guess it's like a ghost type thing, because the mediums in Gen 1, their eyeballs rolled into the back of their heads, and I mean, actually, I don't know if they showed that. No, I think they showed their actual eyeballs, but like they were talking about being possessed and everything, and so like when people get possessed, their eyes go white and that sort of a thing. Are you practicing? We don't have a crowd anymore. All right, let's get down to business there, Rhyme. You know, just thinking about it, maybe it's because of gym regulations or whatever, but shouldn't the gym leaders have their own, like, special Pokeballs that they use? Because Team Star has their own Pokeballs. So, like, why not let the gym leaders use ones that they like? Like, why not let Katie and Kofu use net balls so that they can add yet another connection to the both of them? You know what I mean? So, I mean, doesn't Banette just... I'll just break Disguise. I can KO Banette right now. I was gonna leave Banette alive, but I don't know if it'll be quite as receptive to everything as it was last time in the gym battle, so just knock it out. Get the boost right away. Break the Disguise so that we can keep going. Actually, I'm probably gonna get Play Roughed on Shaylee real quick from this Mimikyu. But that's okay, I should be able to take one. Light screen? Okay, sure, I guess. Something tells me that's not really going to avail you, but, you know. I'm just going to keep on... No, you know what? I actually think it's better for me to... How do I do this? See, the trouble is that I have Earthquake, obviously, but I made it so that the team doesn't have any... I guess I could send Houseplant out to just, you know, tank the hit before Shaylee gets too absolutely overpowered here. Or maybe I should have gotten Protect for somebody. I'm just going to send out Houseplant so she can tank an Earthquake and then just do this Coliseum style where I just do this. Oh, is it a regulations thing? Actually read about it in the books. Okay, so I was going to say it must be a regulations thing then if she has to do it. So yeah, that's what I figured. We'll get the Seed Sower up. That's fine. So now I can Giga Drain after this, and then we can go from there. And maybe I made an effective switch because Houndstone's going to have attacked where Interceptor was? Question mark. Shaylee's just keep boosting. Phantom Force. Well, we'll get to find out next turn whether that was aimed at Interceptor or aimed not very effectively at Shaylee. And look at that. Speak of the devil, there's something Interceptor would have been good against. It's okay, I can still Giga Drain and be fine. Actually, you're going to be slower than the Houndstone, so why don't you do that? And then you can do this there, and that should KO the Spiritomb. Does she have anything on her team that has Cursed Body? Does she have a Gengar? Because Shaylee will take her to the clinic if she doesn't here. That was on Interceptor. Okay, I made a very effective switch. And now I'll take the minimal amount of soul that you have left. So probably if it is regulations that they have to use Pokeballs, that's probably why Team Star gets their, you know, has the other ones, because they're basically trying to be like, nah, we're against the authority, you know what I mean? So, what, couldn't think of a rhyme for teeth? Or something? Alright, well, anyway, let's just get this out of the way real quick. I was going to Earthquake, but honestly, at this point, Earthquake would do serious damage even to Houseplant, so... I don't really want to do that to Houseplant. She's literally just there for moral support, so why would I just keep getting her knocked out? Not knocked out, but like knocked all the way down. You love the sound Spiritomb makes? It's so wibbly. That thing, yeah. It's pretty good. Well, that's number 6. No trouble whatsoever. And I can guarantee you the next one will also be no trouble whatsoever, because I'm going to stick the Choice Scarf back on Crocodile, and I'm going to just click Crunch. From then until when the cows come home. Like, I don't care what she sends in. I don't care if they have an advantage. I'm just going to keep clicking Crunch. Send in a Florges. Okay, I can use Moonblast from the afterlife. Well, good, because that was the idea. Listen, that's fine. I am, relatively speaking, I haven't been training Pokemon for that long. So in terms of time, I am still a rookie. Well, in character, I am still a rookie, so... You don't have to worry about proving ghost types to the champion. Actually, I don't think I used Yukiko in the champion battle, but she knows because, you know, Yukiko's in the team, so. I'll let you know if I run into any ghosts that I should be afraid of, so then I don't have to be afraid of them anymore. You know what I miss in this game, though? And it's something that's in all the other games. I don't know if it's just because it's a tradition or what, But I miss the when you beat the league and you in the other games and you go into the computer room and they put your Pokemon in like a machine, kind of like a Pokemon Center, and then it shows you the team that you used to beat the Elite Four and like a big backdrop shot where it's like you're getting the whole gang together. You know what I mean? That whole thing. I miss that. I don't know if they had that in Sword or Shield either, honestly, now that I think about it, but I think I would like to see that again at some point. I know it was kind of silly, but it was commemorative, you know what I mean? So. Oh, wow, those dreadlocks, didn't notice the back before. Yeah, she's got like the tie on the dreadlocks in the back. Yep, the bow tie. Yeah, the Hall of Fame room, exactly. Just that little room in the back moment felt big. Yeah, it, like I said, it felt commemorative, like you had accomplished something big and they were honoring that, you know. So, gym number 7 has... Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Roxas and Houseplant both need a little bit in order to get to the next level. So I'm going to start with Roxas in this next battle and then immediately switch to Shaylee so that way she can start crunching, but that'll give Roxas just that little bit of extra experience. So, oh, there's the Master Ball right there. Okay. I was like, what's that sticking new in my Pokeball inventory? What did I get? I forgot already. I don't think I've ever used the Master Ball in any of my other playthroughs now that I think about it, because it's just like, okay, you just get it so late. It doesn't really make much sense, but whatever. Okay, so now... The last... Oh, you know, I completely skipped over Larry. I don't know how I managed to forget him, but I guess we'll go and take care of that first, won't we? So I was going to say, we'll do that, and then maybe I'll do... how do I want to do this with the Team Star bases? Because I guess I could do a Team Star base after fighting Larry, and then a Team Star base after fighting Tulip, and then I could go fight Grusha, and that could be the last one, maybe? I don't know. That seems like it would be a thing that I could, like, not a bad plan to me, but I could be wrong about that. All right, well, since it's going to be Larry, let's go in there with the captain. I must have forgotten Larry because I was going to say he's so forgettable, but the fan base would not agree with me on that one, so. He's just, he keeps his head down, you know what I mean? It's not the matter of him being forgettable, it's the matter of him not trying to stick out in any meaningful way. Of course, that's precisely what makes him stick out, because he's just so ordinary, but... Actually, your appointment with the boss has, yeah, I was gonna say, you already know what this is what's gonna happen here, right? Okay, good. Well, I do go to her school, technically speaking, the school that she's part of the school board for. So, yeah, because Nimona literally won't let me participate until we let the champion participate, so. You wouldn't? Larry. Alright, anyway. I would never get roped in like that, says the man whose 2 jobs were literally him getting roped in by something. Larry's just an ordinary person, exactly, and so that's, I think that's kind of part of what makes him stand out, but at the same time, it's like, he doesn't stand out, you know, but... Are you going to integrate the flying types into your, I mean, I guess Staraptor, yeah, but, I mean, the other ones, oh, okay, so you'll just use your normal types? Fair enough. I mean, tell that to Snorlax. Snorlax is not exactly unremarkable. Or they want to beat the game in 3 days so they can maximize their views on YouTube. I mean, I guess the simplest solutions usually are the best. You need a little spice in your life sometimes, though, Larry. Why'd they make the Wi-Fi robot blink like that? That's a fair question. Maybe to make it more human-like? I don't know. Why is the dialogue box for Want to Change Pokemon's Terra type just sticking in the background there? Is that ever gonna go away, or am I just standing there like... Am I actually secretly standing over near the desk there, and that's why it's showing? I don't know. Whatever. Is someone making weird clapping noises outside? Okay, it was nothing. You think, oh, okay. I didn't hear it, so... If you hear anything popping in the background, though, for the next, like, 10 days or so, it's probably because of the fact that, you know, people bought fireworks and now they're blowing them off outside, so... I think I'm full restoring after this Oink alone because it got a body slam after surviving a Mega Launcher boosted Aura Sphere. I mean, I guess Oink alone has a lot of HP and decent enough defenses, but... Because the Captain's literally all I've got here. Like, other than this, it's just a slugfest. Okay, use the, you know, whatever moves you've got, so... Or do I switch out now and just tank a couple of hits? I'm going to switch to Houseplant, actually. If I have to, I'll heal the Captain with a full restore if I'm getting... you know, the team is getting a little weary. Oh, good, Woodhammer. Well, I made a good switch. I guess it makes sense that Komala can get that, considering it won't let go of that log. Oh, it paused due to the battle starting? Neat bug. Oh, there you go. Okay, well, I'll have to switch out next turn to avoid the yawn anyway, I guess. And that barely doesn't KO even under massive special attack. And I'm not going to switch out. I'm just gonna knock it out and fall asleep. That's fine, because he's probably just going to yawn again. So I'm just not even going to do that. Won't give you the satisfaction. Oh, okay. No. Yeah, I think the bug fixed itself because it isn't, like, showing up anymore. It might just be because I've spent enough time in this room to where it won't show up anymore, but I could be wrong about that. So, okay, he's got a Braviary. Flying type move incoming. But I don't think this thing gets much of anything for Roxas. So, I mean, I could still get body slammed by a sheer force Braviary, which would hurt, like, a lot, but, you know, let's see. It seems like Larry's whole thing, though, is having Pokemon that have just enough defense to survive one super effective hit. But I could be wrong about that. It might just also be the fact that I'm still using a 75 base power move and also that one-hit KO, so it doesn't matter. Is that the void outside the window? Whoa. Something like that. I'll have to look at the window again once we zoom back out to that. So, all right, show me the window. Yes, that is in fact the void. It's very dark out there, which is surprising because the city is full of lights. So I don't know how that would happen. What is this thing even using against me? I'm just gonna stay in and poison jab and like scout what it'll do. Probably a ground type move now that I think about it. Yeah. Well, see you, Roxas. Didn't really think that one through, did I? I was like, I could probably stay in on this. No, not really. I could start Shaylee up again. I'm gonna bring in Yukiko, actually. She hasn't really gotten to do much, so... Well, actually, she did almost the entire second gym by herself, so I guess she did get to do something. Watch this thing survive this Ice Beam. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, the Dunsparce has got some tankiness, but maybe it doesn't have that much. And, I mean, I'm faster than this thing, but... I was thinking about Willowing it, I'll be quite honest, just now. I was thinking about Willowing it. But I recognize now that that's a bad idea, because the last time we were here, it had Facade, and that was the TM that I got. So I will instead just Terrastalize an Ice Beam. Because he's going to Terrastalize, so he won't be a flying type anymore, so we'll need the extra oomph in order to punch through this thing's not really defensive. It doesn't really have very good defenses, but... Although it does know close combat, so let's hope he doesn't read me. I doubt it, though. Usually the AI won't do that on the first turn. Yes, it's now a Dudun Sparsicle. It's not a Quetzalcoatl anymore. I froze over the Quetzalcoatl. Okay, so which Team Starbase do we want to go to? Do we want to do this in the same order we did it normally? I might just... Oh, it didn't KO. Okay. Well, this will probably KO. You, anyway. Larry, you shouldn't be self-destructive like that. It's not helpful when you have 2 jobs. Sorry, I gotta stretch my legs real quick. Been sitting too long. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Wonder if their paychecks have something to do with that $11,880 that I keep getting. Why is that lady just randomly on her phone behind the desk? That's a little too real for me. I mean, I guess. She could have just told to use the flying type because it was the only one that wasn't represented on the Elite Four. So. Strictly told that? You work 2 jobs. How are you going to cut down on overtime? Like, half of the other job is literally... Well, I guess he doesn't get to be the Elite Four guy very often, does he? So. Fair enough. Larry, I'm going to have to ask you to take a break. No, please! Anything but that. I don't know how. Alright, so... I think we'll go do this in the order that we did it on our playthrough. I was going to go do this in, like, actual, like, level order, but now that we've done it out of level order by accidentally going to Montenevera before Medali, let's go do the Fighting Crew's base next. And then we'll do Tulip's gym, then we'll go to Ortega's base, and then we'll go fight Grusha as the last one. And then we can go from there. I guess I could have done this in reverse order, too, and fought Grusha first, but... it's okay. It's already done now, so there's nothing much I can do about it. I think we might have to go for a little bit of length on the episode today. It depends on how long the Academy Ace tournament is, but I feel like we'll probably be done with all these rematches in the next, like, 15-20 minutes. If we are done with all of them in that time period, then I should theoretically be able to do both of the, like, do both the Academy Ace tournament's fights, like all 4 rounds of it with both of the teams. I think, before this is out, because it'd be kind of silly to just come back and play for 45 minutes and then be done, you know. It seems like a bizarre thing to do. Or, you know what else I could do is I could call it a day at like 10 o'clock today and go like a little early, and then do it for like an hour and a half or something on the next stream, and then call it a day. I don't know if that would be a bad idea, actually, now that I think about it. These streams for this have been just like... They've consistently been at least 3 hours, if not more, so it might not be a bad idea to just call it a little early today. Or I could just be, you know, trying desperately to, like, not play this as much as I can. I don't know. That's not the one I'm looking for. That's Carmen. I was about to ask Carmen, be like, hey, where's Aerie? What's she not doing out here? She's here. At the edge of the border, even. Because there's a giant void that you just can't pass. And it goes all the way out. What is even out here? Nothing. But you can apparently go all the way out to the border there, and I'm sure if you hit that... I think if I remember correctly, there's like a big landmass here, and it doesn't say what the landmass is. But there's just a giant landmass behind this. And as you can see, if we go here and we go out, I'm going to walk as far as I can here. Only now, having walked all the way to the wall back here, the railing without falling off a cliff, only now can you just barely see that there's a ridge there. So I don't know what that's all about, but I don't think you can ever get up there, not even when you get the flight thing unlocked in the DLC that I barely even know exists. So, Interceptor's probably a decent answer for Aerie. Probably not for her whole team. Actually, if she has a Toxicroak at first, it's a terrible answer, so maybe it'd be better to have Shaylee go out front. I've already given her the scarf. Trying to think if I want to take that off. I'm going to take that off, actually, because what if I need to use something else? Although, what if I don't? What if I just want to use Earthquake multiple times in a row? Well, and I guess the other question is, what if she has like a Hawlucha or a Flamigo? Although I suppose at that point it's like, okay, well then I don't need to be having Shaylee out then, do I? I'm just going to start with Interceptor, it's fine. Larry has the ever-dangerous, always-on-call kind of job, huh? Yeah, something like that. Based on research. Probably Unova or maybe Almia. It's like, is there like an official Pokemon world map? I don't know if there's an official one. I think Cerebi does like a Poke Earth map, but I don't think that's official. They just sort of stick stuff together. Like they... Obviously, Johto and Kanto are canon like next to each other, so they stick that together, but I don't think there's like an official one. Sure, Ari, let's train. Why not? I think I have seen that map, though, like, making its rounds on the internet of, like, Unova being next to Paldea, which I guess wouldn't be... Like, I'm trying to think, because there's a Spurtius city over in the west side, so maybe that's what's up on the ridge, but then I don't remember there being just a ridge in Unova, but I could be wrong about that, so... I don't know. I don't really connect the dots when it comes to the Pokemon world. Each area is just kind of its own contained region. It's just because this is just a giant plateau, like thousands of feet high by comparison to what's below it. And, I mean, that's to say nothing about the fact that, I mean, actually, I kind of want to see what the ridge looks like now that I think about it. When we go back to Glaziato Gym, hopefully I remember to do this, I want to see what that ridge looks like. You have a gunk shot. What that ridge looks like from the highest peak, because... Like, I want to see how high... why are you still talking? That must be a glitch. Because her and Mela wouldn't both be doing that. I think they're talking because of a glitch, actually. Because I don't think that they're supposed to be talking in this. So. Oh, well. That's something. Can I KO this with one player? I don't know. I'm going to try it. Yeah, I didn't think so. Annihilate isn't that strong, but it's strong enough. Alright, well, it's okay, Interceptor. Take a nap. You're good. You did enough today. Welcome back, Marie. Isn't Ari the last Team Star boss? Don't know. You're playing something on Steam. Missed the last 20 minutes or so. Yeah, we fought Larry. We fought Rhyme. And we're fighting Ari now just because it was kind of the order that we went in on this, like when we actually did the bases. So I said, okay, I'll just do it in the same order-ish that we did it in the actual, on the actual stream. So like we're doing this, then we're going to go fight Tulip, then we're going to go fight Ortega, and then we're going to go fight Grusha. It wasn't exact, actually I think it was exactly in that order. No, we fought Ortega after we fought Grusha, so that way the school wouldn't get locked off. So. Almost dropped my phone on the ground. That wouldn't have been good. I get the feeling Lucario knows Shadow Ball, but what do I have for it? Not much, honestly. I almost want to see if it's going to use Shadow Ball before I switch anybody in. Because I don't know if it's physical or special, so I think I'm just going to stay in, honestly. Let's just, let's see, this will do more damage. Let's just stay in, see what it does. Ah, Dark Pulse. Okay, that's fine. Like Annihilate's design actually making sense because lore, it got so angry, it died. Miss Steel resisting Dark and Ghost. Metagross is kind of disgusting in Gen 6. Understand that nerf. Oop, I clicked switch Pokemon. My bad. I didn't even know what she was bringing out last. I was trying to see if her little mid-battle cutscene thing, like, fixed her talking, but it did not. So, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot this thing got Sucker Punch. I should have remembered that. Yeah, I think we talked about it at one point where it's like, I understand certain things, but not other things about the nerf for steel types, but, yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. They decided they wanted to make it so that steel wasn't just hands down the best defensive type in the game. I feel like, in a way, it kind of made ghost types more powerful as well, because now it's like, okay, you want to resist ghost? Normal or dark? That's it. That's all you get. So, and one of those is an immunity. I feel like her outfit has potential, but it doesn't spark joy as is. Yeah, it's kind of just there, honestly. The thing that I guess I like about it is that she's, despite all of the other stuff she's got on it, she's still got the school tie in there. Like, okay, I guess that's still there. It's an interesting choice, I suppose. All right, all the way down to the southwest now to fight Tulip. So. Yeah, to be an out to how grossly OP Psychic was. It's supposed to be the best. It's supposed to be the best defensive type. Yeah, and then they decided, maybe it doesn't need to be the best defensive type. It was kind of the whole Steel type identity though before Gen 6 came out. Like it was, Steel was the defense type. If you wanted defense, you went to Steel types. If you wanted offense, you went to Dragon or Fighting types. Psychic, kind of in a way, but it was. As the generations wore on, Psychic was definitely the offensive type in Gen 1 because there just wasn't really much to resist it. Gen 2 was a little less so, Gen 3 a little less so, but as the generations wore on all the way up into Gen 5, Dragon and Fighting especially started taking the place of Psychic as the premier offensive types. And then, well, obviously after that point, you have Fairy types coming in and everything. I don't know if Dragon would still be considered the premier offensive type. I feel like it probably still is, quite honestly, because it's still really strong neutral coverage against most things. It's just, it's not as free as it used to be, you know? So. Alright, get the Choice Scarf out. There we go. And sweep right through Tulip's team, round 2. Yeah, Fairy's got that strong typing for both offense and defense. Things that beat it are also fun because they make sense. Yeah, Poison and then Steel. So, I guess Fairies can't handle the cold, hard steel of reality. I don't know. Something like that. And Poison got a buff, yeah, because Poison was basically just... it was only good against grass types, and that was about it. So, and like half the grass types resisted it anyway. Iron resists Fey. Used to be Ghost, but Fairy types fill in. Yeah, I guess so. Yep. Metagross making the meta gross. Yeah, that sounds like Metagross, honestly. Hi, Tulip. Thank you. Yes. Well, gee, I wonder what I was gonna say. I wonder why that is, but I guess it's kind of a thing that both of you do. I don't think we're going to be pursuing quintessential anything other than quintessential me destroying your entire team in 5 turns, but sure, whatever. Oh, it's a folklore thing? Metal crosses were regularly worn because the Fae don't really like them. Don't remember if they were iron or steel, but probably iron. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Steel is kind of just the name of the type, and it's like the metal type, quote-unquote, right? I think in the trading card game it is literally just metal type, now that I think about it. So steel is kind of just like a placeholder name for any metal Pokemon. So... Is it humming with excitement, or are you sure that's not just your legs finally giving out from having to wear platform heels all day and all night? Fae will burn when coming into contact with mundane metal, iron, and by extension steel. Yeah, there we go. Please stop taking credit for my accomplishments. Like, I don't want anything... I want less to do with... No, I don't know if that's true. I was going to say, I want less to do with you than Nimona, but that's not true. I think I want equally less to do with Tulip as I do with Nimona. So... Speaking of which, we definitely aren't getting stuff done, like this whole thing done this stream now that I think about it, because there's a lot of school events that happen after the gym rematches are done, and I think after the tournament is done, and those cutscenes will take a while because it's like 4 separate cutscenes for, I think, each for Nimona, Arven, and Penny, let alone any other cutscenes that might be happening at the same time, like in between. I don't know if there's anything else, but... Excuse me. Yeah, so we're definitely not getting this done today. We can probably finish the gym rematches, so probably I'll just go do these last 2 battles and then we'll finish up for today. And then we'll come back and we'll just do... It won't exactly be a shorter stream. It'll be shorter, but it won't be like 45 minutes and we're done, because with those cutscenes and everything, it'll take a little longer, so... But we'll come back and we'll work on that. And hopefully that'll give me enough time. I talked about it before. I need to do a practice run of my next playthrough because I want to be prepared for it. Well, I guess I don't need to do a practice run of it. I've seen someone else do it, so I could probably do it myself, but it's... These last 2 playthroughs have been easy enough on me, and I'm ready to throw myself into something that might be more challenging. It might be too challenging, but we'll see. But I want to go do it anyway, because it's kind of holding hostage something else that I want to do in the future. So, until I'm done with it. I mean, I guess it's you could call it a challenge run, quote unquote, but it's, yeah, you know, I guess that's probably the best way to describe it. It's a game we've actually played for the stream before, but I'm gonna go back and play it again. So in a more difficult way this time, I should say. But we'll talk about that a little bit more next week, since it looks like that's when. Does she just say I'm shook? Oh, God. Since it looks like that's when we'll be starting it, is next week pretty handily. Anyway, I'm not even going to terrestrialize. Forget it. I don't even need to. I've got +4 or something. Weird, freaky Barbie doll shit. To be fair, you know about high heel training, right? People will get used to them, sometimes too much. Actually, I think I've heard about that, because my aunt wore high heels for, like, ever and ever because of her jobs and everything she had. So, like, really high heels, like platform, like Tulip does. So I think maybe she might have said something about, like, I don't know if she said training necessarily, but I think she might have said something about, no, you really actually do get used to walking like this. It changes probably the muscle structure of the bottoms of your feet, like where the balls of your feet are, because you're walking primarily on those, and that's where a lot of the weight is. So honestly, her, like, underneath her toes are probably jacked. So... too long didn't read. After wearing high heels excessively, I think there was a muscle, yeah, that weakens, and eventually you start to struggle to wear shoes without heel support. Okay, so it actually probably is weakening some of the muscles back by your heel then, but it's probably strengthening the muscles in the front, so... yeah, it might be the Achilles tendon, yeah. So... in the calves? Okay, gotcha. Is the shine texture of her dress and other shiny things attached to the weather? Yeah, the rain will actually make things a little bit glossy because they're getting wet, so... which seems like a bad thing for her to be doing with a white dress, but apparently nothing bad came of that, so... maybe you should do something about that, then. You're blaming them for the system, actually. It's not necessarily... like, the one person might become corrupted, but for that one person that becomes corrupted or desperate in the makeup business, there are 99 other people that are abandoned by the system, because some people are just popular and everyone goes to the popular person. It's like that in most industries, actually. That's not... How did they collect all of the worst aspects of human beings and put them into the psychic type gym leader? Like, what is the reasoning behind that? I don't get it. Anyway. Now that we can never think about Tulip again. Can confirm, but you exercise, so it doesn't happen. Might have slept through Phys Ed too. Don't remember the muscle names. Oh, okay, gotcha. I can think about calf muscle, gastrocnemius. I just took anatomy last year, so you'd think I would remember some of these things. Most of the things that I do remember have to do with my profession, obviously, but like, or just the things that I stretch regularly, like the back stretches that I do, the one where I'm clasping my hands together behind my head, that'll stretch out the trapezius. The one where you stick your elbow over your head and you pull it to the left or the right, that's stretching out everything down below that, so that's the lats. So, like, you know, certain things I remember, basically, if they're personally relevant, one, or two, if they have to do with my profession. It's like, oh yeah, no, I get those. So, what am I going to use against Grusha? I guess I should probably worry about Ortega first, shouldn't I? Before I worry about Grusha. Although I think, honestly, Ortega's just going to be the Roxas show, which is good because Roxas has, out of everyone except for the captain, he's got the least amount of experience. So, apparently there's wild Glimmet down in the caves. That's cool. Alright, so let's just do this real quick. And then, I mean, honestly, I feel like if I just... I don't know if terraing up against the Team Star members is a good idea necessarily, because it feels like an unfair advantage. But if I'm going to do it against anybody, it would definitely be against Ortega. So. Tulip ain't no Olympia. Yeah, not really. Although, honestly, like... See, I like Olympia's design, honestly. I just wish that any of the gym leaders in Kalos got more than two... I think we talked about this, actually. Got more than, like, 2 seconds of screen time. So, in a way, Tulip reminds me of Olympia, only if Olympia was, like, a dickhead instead of being neutral, you know? If that makes sense. But, like... It's like if Olympia was just a bad person overall, this is who she would be. But oh good, we get to go back here again. We thought Tag Tree Thicket was bad. Actually, it's kind of buffing out maybe because there's less flowers. I would think the closer I get to the big giant body of water, the worse that the frames would get, but I guess I don't know that for sure. We don't talk about Tulip. Oh, that was in that group? Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Alright, Ortega. I have a poison type with your name on it. Sure, we can battle. So you say. Didn't work out for you last time. Let's see if it works out for you this time now that I have a level advantage on you. Well, it's a strong start. He's got a Steel Fairy. I have Fire Punch for this, thankfully. Who's got a smug look on their face? Because I don't think it's me. I'm all business. I don't know what you're all about. Look at me. Okay, well, he's playing the correct game here. He's got Reflect. Probably Prankster as well, so... But I'm okay with this because I can literally just Fire Punch a bunch of times and then run out the screens, so... Because, like, by the time I get through this Klefki, the screen will have... The Reflect will have 2 turns left, and then I can just 2-hit KO whatever comes in after that. And I can, you know, then the screen will be gone. It doesn't matter. The keys! I'll be honest, I like Klefki. Out of all the Steel Fairies, and this is going to sound like blasphemy, I know, because Marie's right there, but... Out of all the Steel Fairy types, I think Klefki's my favorite. Tinkaton is fine. I've just never been able to get behind it the same way. Klefki, meanwhile, it's like, it's just a strong support Pokemon overall. And when I think Steel Fairy, that's what I think of. I think of support, basically. So, it's a support Pokemon. Psychic Fairy. I guess the captain has an Assault Vest. Let's hope this isn't a physical Hatterene. Still feel an instinct to bully him. Sorry. No, don't be sorry about that. I think everybody feels an instinct to bully Ortega. I know he's been bullied, and so it's kind of mean of us to do that, but that's just kind of the thing. Always joked that in the Pokemon world, they jingled and jangled Klefki to entertain toddlers. I wouldn't be shocked by that, honestly, because, like, you do that in real life to entertain toddlers, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just did that, too. So, alright, the light screen is still up. Okay, let's see how much this does under a vest. Honestly, I think it did more damage to my frames than it did to my claws, sir. Okay, so after the next turn, the screens will be gone. All of the screens will be gone. I wonder if he has anything else to reapply them later in the battle. That would probably be good planning, but Klefki's got Prankster, if I remember correctly, so I don't know if they would do that. It's got a good design. Can imagine it being the little fairy guy who makes car cars get lost. Car keys. No. Yeah, just like, oh, I took your car keys. Okay, where'd you put them? They're around my neck now. You can't have them back. Okay, well, can you start my car? No. How do you think Klefki felt about remote starters being added to cars or push button start? Oh my god. Klefki in shambles right now. Push button start on cars? Who does that? Like, oh my lord, poor Klefki. He just wanted to be a little goober, a little prankster, and meanwhile everyone's like, okay, now we have push to start cars. I was gonna say, oh, you're gonna need to do better than Thunder Punch there. Sorry. Do you not want to get your little feet wet there, Wigglytuff, or what? Probably because the ground is uneven down there. Could've used that crit last turn, Captain, but it all works out. That Wigglytuff is floating, yes. So Wigglytuff has a floating animation. I was gonna say, is this your last? No, it isn't. And he's still talking. So it must just be a thing about Team Star where they just talk, I guess. He's probably going to use a random move this turn because he sees a KO with everything, but I'm going to send in Houseplant anyway. If he uses Bounce, that's fine. I'll just hard switch into Roxas so we don't get paralyzed again and take minimal damage, and then I'll just Thunder Punch this thing, but it would give Houseplant a little extra experience. Okay, Play Rough is fine. Quite honestly, even though this isn't a Azumarill, I'm probably still faster than it. I know my base speed's like 35, but I think we maxed our speed IV even on... No, I didn't do it with Houseplant, actually, so I will still be slower than this, but... Ain't no way that's huge power, bro, but I'll take all those souls back, thank you. Fae often struggle with sudden change, as their realm is one ill-negotiated with perception and time. I mean, yeah, it's what makes the Feywild so damn scary, aka Boomer Klefki. He just can't, yeah, he's resistant to change for that exact reason. It's funny, though, about the Feywild, because I'm actually at the point, and I'm going to go back to Final Fantasy XII now, because it's what I'd rather talk about than whatever mundane thing we're doing right now on screen. I went to the Feywood in Final Fantasy XII, which is basically just the Feywild. Now, what you need to know about... Are you going to terrestrialize? Hang on, what's going on here? Oh, okay. I thought he was going to terrestrialize. I was like, wait, nobody else is doing that. Why do you get a Terra Orb and no one else does? But I should have sent Interceptor in so he could assert dominance, but Houseplant had this under wraps. Yeah, I went to the Feywood in Final Fantasy XII recently, and the funny thing about the Feywood is that I think it's designed with the Feywild in mind. I mean, obviously, right, because it's called the Feywood, so, like, it's basically the same thing. But, like, the mini-map doesn't work. It's static-y because of there's a thing in Final Fantasy XII called Mist, and the mist is thick, so the mist is fogging up your mini-map, and you can't see where you're going. Excuse me. And then you just run around random corners with all this mist all over the field, and you won't see anything. You'll see one monster, and you're like, okay, I can handle that one monster. You'll walk over to go fight it, and like 4 of them round the corner and all start to like gang up on you. It's like, where did you guys come from? So I had that experience recently because like I got into some trouble because there's these monsters that are like these little puppet things with tomatoes for heads, and I got into some trouble because there was just the one, and it was like, okay, I mean, it's got haste, I could probably dispel that, but there's just one of them. And then like 6 of them ran around the trees to help their friend when I started fighting the one. I'm like, okay, I don't know if I can handle 7 of you. But that was my experience in the Feywild recently, so that was fun. Okay, 1 gym leader left, and then we will call it a day. This took... oh yeah, I gotta go to the peak, actually. I'm gonna go to the peak first, then we'll go down to the Pokemon Center to heal. Because I want to see what the plateau looks like. So, from here. Is that the plateau there? That I'm looking at? Hang on, let me see. I'm looking out... In what direction? East. Yes, that's the plateau, actually. So, whatever is up there... First of all, it's an island. Because it stops over there. And I mean, that just could be a draw distance limitation, but I don't think it is, honestly, because I can see pretty far out from here. You know, as I freeze myself to death at the top of this mountain. But whatever it is, it's undeveloped at the top there. So, interesting. Anyway, wait, where's the gym from here? Hold on. Hold the phone. That's Montenevera. That's not where I want to be. Sorry, I thought I saw a shiny for a second. I was like, wait a minute, another one right at the end? No. Alright, so here's the gym down here. Down we go! Oh good, I skipped the little breaking his legs animation because I hit the corner there. That wasn't even intentional, but I did it anyway. Yeah, that's the Feywilds, alright. So I went to the Feywood, good start. Yeah, that was never going to end well for anybody, now was it? It actually did end pretty well for me, though. Normally, when people go to the Feywood, and I went, it wasn't early. I was in, like, the mid-30s in level, and the enemies there are, like, level 40 or 41. So I was there, like, one section of the game earlier than I should be. Most of the time when people go there, they go there because they want to grind up money, because the Mirror Knights that are there drop some really valuable items. I wasn't going there for that. I was fighting the Mirror Knights, but I needed some of their wind crystals instead. And what else did I get from them? Mirror scales, so that I could grab a couple of things a little bit earlier than I probably would normally. So, yeah, it's the Feywild's all right. Look, that area's cool AF. I think the mist was a good mechanic. 7 enemies and 6 of them ambush you. It's a good thing that you like using quickenings. Yeah, I probably should have used quickenings, honestly. I ended up just spewing Fire Aga. No, I didn't have Fire Aga. That's what I did. I put the Flame Staff on because I still had a Flame Staff to boost the power of my fire attacks, and then I just spammed Fire, and that was about it. And that worked out pretty nicely, but, you know. Alright, so this one's going to be a little tricky again, because I don't really have anything good for ice types either. I guess the captain will have to do, because, I mean, he did for the gym itself, so we can Aura Sphere. Is it you, or did the world get turned into glitch cheese for a second there? It might have, honestly. I didn't see it, but I wasn't really paying attention, because I was talking about my story of running into the Feywild randomly. So, actually, maybe I just came here to say hi. How about that? I mean, I'm here for another purpose as well. Champion wanted me to do an assessment of the gyms, so yeah. Your dream came true. You're the champion, and you're still doing busy work for everyone. How does that make you feel? Well, yeah, it's complicated for you because you were a champion, so I get that. A champion of a different sport, but, you know. Sure, let's get this over with then. Didn't realize you and Cole had the same solution for the Feywilds, just spew fire at everything. I mean, I guess that works. Can't be the Feywood if you burn it down. I don't think you could burn the Feywood down now that I think about it. Those trees have sucked up so much mist, they probably just absorb fire at this point. So. It's a dude, it's dude, are you okay there? I think it's just the eyes, honestly, because the eyes are very, like, effeminate looking. Like, by comparison, like, a lot of in anime games, a lot of guy eyes, quote-unquote, they're more flat. These ones are more rounded, and I think it's also because of the way that the irises are, but I could be wrong about that. The weather's in my favor. Maybe it was. It's snowing now, so all visuals say check. Yeah, guys can wear fluffy coats if they want, fluffy scarves. Is one of your talents making the ice on this battlefield increasing the bloom on it so that I can't see? Because that will help you in the gym battle. If I can't see what I'm doing, I probably won't fight as well. So. Is Grusha and Rika that really got people going in this game? Oh, okay, fair enough. Huh. I wouldn't think with Rika. I mean, she's just kind of sarcastic, I guess, which maybe that turns people on, but I don't know. I don't think I can KO with a flash cannon. Frostmoth has pretty good special defense. I think I just went a little Boston with that, like Frostmoth. I'm gonna start sounding like Waluigi if I keep that up. But it was that nasally. Actually, I think the nasally is more Midwestern than it is Boston, now that I think about it. Boston, they say coffee. So, I might be able to KO a Bayartic with Flash Cannon. Although I have Aura Sphere, which is Mega Launcher boosted, so. But I think we did this already, and it didn't get knocked out when we did the gym battle. To be fair, though, I was like a level below it. Now I'm 7 levels higher. Frostmoth in the cold. Yeah, something like that. I won't KO this with Aura Sphere, but I'll try. It's cold. Maybe Steam Engine has something to say about that. Yeah, I probably should have trained up the Steam Engine to take this gym on, honestly. Maybe if I had, like, any amounts of you-know-what's left to give for this game. So. Was more. People really took to a girl who is more androgynous? Oh, okay. I mean, I guess that's fair, honestly. I'm trying to think, like, back in terms of the, like, female characters in Pokemon games, and I don't know if we've had too many androgynous... Like, I think we've had androgynous guys before in the Pokemon universe, but maybe not androgynous gals. So I guess that would make sense, then. And here comes Altaria one last time. What do I... Because it's going to use Hurricane. And we're going to end up with this whole Roxas situation where I switch in Roxas and then he gets confused. And I mean, he didn't whack himself upside the head last time, but I healed it before he could, so. I don't even think a Hurricane will KO. I have an Assault Vest, and it's an Altaria, so. That sounds like a good way to get buried alive, actually, Grusha, which is the #1 thing you don't want to happen when you're snowboarding. I have zero idea how thirsty people were in regards to Rika. Follow VTuber who said some things regarding Rika. I guess it's better than saying some things about Nimona. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I tend to stay away from like the thirsty side of the internet. I think it's just healthier for me, quite honestly, to stay away from the thirstier side. Oh, the Altaria must have missed a Hurricane there. Okay, fair enough. Well, that takes care of that. Sorry, Altaria, you just don't have the strength. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's healthier for me to stay away from all the thirst on the internet. It's just, I've said it before, but there's a place for it, but not in public. And this is technically a public platform because it's, I mean, you don't have to pay for it yet. So I don't ever see them making YouTube entirely pay-per-view though, because if they did that, I mean, like 60% of your viewer base are children from ages 9 to 13. Well, children and adolescents, ages 9 to 13. So, like, I don't see how that could become you could just make the platform entirely pay-per-view and that be feasible because you'd lose so much of your base. You know what I mean? So, well, I'm glad I could do that for you, Grusha. Keep that little flame alive. Yeah, I'm not exactly dressed for this area, so I could completely understand that. The phrase buried alive in regards to Pokemon activated you like a sleeper agent. It's like that Snow Way Out episode. I remember that one. That was scary as a kid. Oh, hi there, La Primera. Actually, I just... how did you get my number? Because she's with the league. I'm actually finished with all of them. Yep. You're welcome. Good. Well, I tend to follow through when people tell me what to do, otherwise I wouldn't have finished this game 100%. I would have done what several challenge runners do, where they literally are just like, I'm just going to do the gyms. If you want me to do the whole game, then piss off. So. Can join you under your rock. Don't know most things regarding the internet anymore. Know about current events in the world, or at least your country, but other things, nope. I mean, we're probably in the same boat in that regard, honestly. Crappy creepypasta days, yeah, that was a long time ago. Okay, I can do that. I will see you there, but I will not see you there this time. I will see you there on the next episode of Pokemon Violet, the Stream Edition, which will be the end of the stream through, because the rest of the post-game is just us participating in the Academy Ace tournament, and actually, have they even called it that yet? That's what it's called, the Academy Ace tournament. So we'll be participating in that with both of our teams and seeing who we get on the docket when we fight in it. Actually, you know what I might do is I might do... because the first 4 trainers that you fight the first time you do the Academy Ace tournament are always fixed. You always get the same 4. So maybe what we'll do is we'll do the tournament twice after that. Like we'll do 2 rounds of it just to see who we fight. And maybe I'll do most of that with the reserve team, just so that way they get some time in the spotlight, the team that didn't get to do the playthrough. But that'll be it, because once we're done with that, and we're done with the events with our friends at school, there's nothing else I want to cover in this one. So, yeah, we'll call it after that one, and we'll make it a short one. I don't know when I'm going to do the stream next, though. I got to figure that out, because, like I said, I want to do a test playthrough. Oh my god, we're almost level 75. Like, we're going to annihilate everything in here. We're already a higher level than the highest leveled Pokemon in the tournament that you can get in the tournament, and that's with Nimona. Oh boy. This game gives you way too much experience, man. But yeah, anyway, I want to do that practice run of the next playthrough, so I got to figure out when I'm going to do this. Probably what we'll do with this is we'll come back... Maybe we'll... Let's see. The 4th is what? Friday next week? So I can't do it that day. Maybe we'll come back either tomorrow or... No, tomorrow I'm doing something as well. we'll come back on Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. How about that? And we'll finish this up, and then we'll come back after that. I'll figure out when I want to do the other ones, and I'll post up the schedule in a little bit once I'm done getting this all set and ready to go, like all rendered out. Well, not rendered out. I don't have to render anything now. It's all live. So, and yeah, we'll figure it out from there. But the next playthrough is not going to be super long either. It'll probably be like between 3 and 5 streams, so we'll be moving quickly from this to the next project and then to the following project after that, which is good because well, the next project, at least the way that I'm having it planned, the next project, like I said, is holding a couple of other games I want to play hostage, and the one after that I think some people have been waiting for a little while, so we'll see what both of those end up doing. But I'll stop giving hints now. I'll give the hints when we're closer to actually playing them. For now, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you checking out the stream. And I'll see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will probably be on Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Let me read chat, and then I'll say until then. Think you handled this in a way that made it way more interesting. Not going to lie, you're mind-blown when you missed one stream and your Titans were all dead. Yeah, I think, honestly, I prefer doing it that way for the stream, because I think it makes it more interesting than just fighting the Titans when everybody else does. The trouble is that, I said it in the credits, once you do it that way once, you can't really do it a different way, because Knuckle Stack is just the best way to handle that because of Salt Cure, and nothing else gets Salt Cure. So if you do it any other way, you're pretty much just like doing a worse version of the Salt Cure strategy. So it's unique for the purpose of the playthrough, but doing it multiple times it's not a replayability feature, you know what I mean? So, but I appreciate that people appreciated that I did it a little different, because I feel like it would have gotten old if I had done it the same way everybody else did. So Nimona must be excited waiting for her date. Guess she'll have to wait. Yeah, I'm going to be fashionably late for that one. I don't want anything to do with that, but we'll come back for that soon enough. Until then, everybody, take care and have a good one.